Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, we are here live and in living color on another episode of Roll the Tape with Manager Marty. This is the podcast that you need to be at right now. We're going to jump right into it. We're not going to waste any time today. This is a hot topic. We're going to go straight into it because we need to know who's right in this situation. Before I get to the topic of this evening's discussion here on this live broadcast, let me open up the welcoming greeting. Welcome to each and every last one of you who are joining me live in living color. I welcome you. If this is your first time joining us this evening or this afternoon or even this morning, for you all that are watching in another country, I welcome you. You are in for two elements that I like to present to the live audience, and that is the elements of presenting education and entertainment. I welcome you. If you are a returning viewer and you have not subscribed to the channel just yet, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel right now. You don't have to wait another minute. You do not have to wait. You can do it right now. I appreciate your viewership. If you are engaging in the chat, I welcome you as well. Thank you for your acknowledgement. Salute to you as well. If you're watching the replay of this live, I encourage you to share this video. Yeah, don't hesitate, because you're going to learn something about the business and the sport of boxing that you have not heard or learned before you got here. And I appreciate your viewership as well. Now, to those of you that have subscribed, you are a part of the Roll the Tape film crew. And I want to welcome you as well. Thank you so much for your unwavering support. Thank you for your contributions with your time and even your monetary resources that you contribute to enhance and improve the visual and audio quality of the content that I publish, including our live broadcast. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Now that I've gotten all of that out the way, let's get right into it. We got to get right into it today. I'm dropping a link in the chat, as I like to call flying the kite. Yep. I'm going to fly the kite out there now. Okay? Because there's 2 points of views that we have on this topic. And we want everyone's point of view to be heard. We want to know who's right in this scenario. Is Terence Crawford right? We're going to talk about it. Is Terence Crawford wrong? We're going to talk about it. Is Errol Spence Jr. right? We're going to talk about it. Is Errol Spence Jr. wrong? We're going to talk about it. What are we talking about? We're talking about this weight class that seemed to not have been agreed upon in the rematch between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. We want to know if Crawford's right, because we've been hearing from his own friends, people that have been tweeting, people who have been in interviews representing him, using the plural of we in terms like, we offered Errol Spence to fight at 147. We've also heard, we don't know if this is true or not, but we heard that the winner of the first fight between these guys were going to be able to choose the weight class after the loser activate the rematch clause. So we're going to run with that. We've also heard Terence Crawford say in a recent interview earlier this week that the language in the contract says a few things. We're going to talk about that. And I'm being more specific to say that the language in the contract, in a nutshell, basically states that if either one of them could not make the weight at 147 pounds, they would have to produce in writing a request to determine if it's going to be acceptable or not to fight at that weight class or not. We need answers. We're going to make sure today we have some questions answered. Is Errol Spence Jr. wrong? Oh, yes. I see you in the chat. You are absolutely correct. The viewership is increasing exponentially. But is Errol Spence correct for even mentioning the fact that he wants to fight in the rematch at 154 pounds? And I'm talking about specifically, we've heard Errol Spence say month after month, year after year, in the last couple of years, that 147 pounds is just extremely too difficult for him to make. Okay? And he's not interested in competing at 147 pounds, particularly after he becomes undisputed. His words, not mine. But unfortunately, he did not become undisputed. Terence Crawford did. So now is Errol Spence wrong? Will Errol Spence be wrong if he even agreed to those terms to fight in a rematch against Terence Crawford at 147 pounds? Should he acquiesce to those demands like he acquiesced to other demands that Terence Crawford has presented in the first place? We need answers. And so the link is in the chat, pinned to the top to be exact. And so this is open panel today. I'm not going to keep you all too long today. Last time I was here, we did what I like to call a 5-hour energy drink. We were rocking and rolling for 5 hours. I don't plan any of this. This is not rehearsed. Our podcast here, it's not rehearsed. It's not scripted. And so, well, hey, we just let things organically flow here. But we're not going 5 hours today. But I just want to make sure that everyone's perspective is heard. We need to talk about this, y'all. Salute to everybody that's engaging in the chat. I welcome all my new viewers that just came in. We're going to talk about this weight disparity in the rematch between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. Who's right about it? Should Terence Crawford use this opportunity as an advantage for him to fight the rematch at 147 pounds? Should Errol Spence even accept those terms? Should Terence Crawford at least meet a minor request from Spence, since Spence acquiesced to all of his demands in the first place, by saying, hey, I'm going to accept the activation of the rematch clause that Spence have presented, but at the same time, right? At the same time, I'm going to acquiesce to that demand and fight him in a rematch at 154 pounds. Who's right in this situation? Let's talk about it today. Before we talk about any of that, as the viewership, of course, is increasing exponentially, I have to acknowledge each and every last one of you. I got to do it, and I'm going to do it like I always do. We're not going to do our town watch check-in. We're not going to do it. Not today. We're not going to do it. I want to go right into this topic. But I also want to acknowledge each and every last one of you. Now, for the Roller Tape Film Crew members who are part of my day one supporters, you recall when I first reached, I think it was 200 or 300,000 views on this channel overall. I began to acknowledge it. I began to document it. I began to share it with you all and thank each and every last one of you. Then we had more subscribers, more viewers. The channel was growing and still is growing, by the way. And every time we reached a 100,000 benchmark, I would do the same acknowledgement again. 400,000, 500,000. When we reach 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. I think you all get my point. So with that being said, it is official now. And I told you all, if you remember, that I'm going to keep on acknowledging it until we reach a specific number. Right? Remember that? Some of you? Well, we've exceeded that number. I said we have exceeded that number and we have reached the number. If you look as of today, I have published under 400 videos. Under 400. We're right there too. 398. 398 videos to be exact. Under 400. Now, mind you, I want to put this in perspective too. I was not producing content every single day when I first started. Even in the last 6 months, even the last 7 months, I was only producing content maybe 2-3 times a week. All right. But as time progressed, I started producing more and more content throughout the week. And obviously, in the last few months, multiple pieces of content per day. I had a set schedule of when I was going live, which was every Friday evening for some of my day one supporters that remember from the beginning. Then I said I'm going to introduce another day and use that day as well as Friday night, which was Tuesday night. So I was on the air live Tuesday and Friday evening. Okay? A lot of different pieces were moved around through my personal schedule and in my personal life that did not allow me the opportunity to have the set schedule that I had before. But you all were faithful and diligent. No matter what day I chose to go on live based on my personal schedule, based on other professional obligations, you all still tuned in. You all still provided viewership. You all still supported me. You all still, no matter what, hung in there and had my back through some of the trying times here that I've experienced on YouTube. Bottom line is we've exceeded our goal. And our goal was to crack this number that you see on your screen right now as the viewership. Oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all don't even know how excited I get when the viewership increases like it is right now, exponentially. And so, yes, in under a matter of 1 year, 10 months to be exact, In a matter of under 400 videos published, we all can agree that we have exceeded our own expectations as fans of the sport of boxing first, and even fans of this channel, even supporters of this channel. Officially, we have marked 1 million views. And so I want to say to each and every last one of you that's watching me live and live in color, right now, and even the replay of this live, that you are a part of this number that you see on your screen. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for your viewership. No. We're going to talk about boxing, but I just want to take a little bit of time, if I can, to acknowledge you. Yes, you. Yep, you. For your unwavering support, for your viewership, for the contributions that you have made with your time, and even with your monetary resources. Even if you do not like me, you are a part of this number that you see on your screen, and I say thank you. Even if you came over to this channel and you had your pen and your pad taking notes, learning about the business of boxing that you've never known before I got on YouTube, you are a part of this number you see on your screen, and I say thank you. Even if somebody else sent you over here on this channel to spy on me, to be a deflector and or a detractor, you are a part of this number that you see on your screen, and I say thank you. Even if you are a content creator, no matter how small, medium, or large your YouTube channel is, and you view my content, or you were on my panel, or you engaged in the chat over here, or if you just viewed any piece of content, but you did not comment or you didn't engage in the chat, it don't matter. I want to say thank you. You are also a part of this number that you see on your screen. If you are a lady, let me get my Johnny Gill voice on when I say that. If you are a lady, oh yes, I'm one of the smoothest. If you are a lady, if you are a lady, and you have viewed any piece of content on this channel, irregardless if you agreed with what you heard me say or not, Queen, I want to let you know, thank you so much. You are also a part of that number, this number right here that you see on your screen. Thank you for your viewership. If you are a professional boxer, and I've put your name in my title, and you don't have to acknowledge whether or not you watched a piece of my content. That's not important. What's important is we know you have. I want to thank you. And you are also a part of the number that you see on your screen. And I say thank you. If you are any other person that's actively involved in the business of boxing, and you also view any piece of my content, whether you agree with me or not, I want to say you are also a part of the number you see on your screen, providing the viewership. I want to say thank you. So basically what I'm saying, it don't matter if you support me or not. It don't matter if you like me or not. Does not matter if you agree with me or not. The bottom line is, if you view any piece of my content on this channel, I want to say thank you. You are also a part of the number that you see on your screen. If you're just joining us live in living color, we're going to talk about some boxing. But I just wanted to at least acknowledge everybody. Don't matter if you agree with me or not. Don't matter if you like me or not. Don't matter if you are a supporter of this channel or not. I just wanted to acknowledge everybody that provided me with any type of viewership on this channel. You are a part of this number that you see on your screen. And I want to just stop my show and just say thank you on some real stuff, y'all. I'm humbly grateful. Humbly grateful. I have to equally say that my experiences here on YouTube has exceeded my own personal expectations. I always say this, I'm not here for the looks. I'm not here for the likes. I'm here for the licks. Okay? I never got on YouTube to make no money. I never got on YouTube to be an official content creator, which the channel has been monetized now for the last 9 months. I did not get on YouTube to be famous. I did not get on YouTube so that people can give me any attention or affirmation. I got on YouTube because I recognized the need for boxing fans all around the world. I recognized the need of boxers in general based on my personal experiences with them as a manager. That boxing fans and boxers in the business and who used to be in the business as an athlete do not understand the elements involved with regards to the business of boxing. And so my only objective was to satisfy you, yes, you, the ones that are viewing this right now and the ones that's going to watch the replay of this live, yes, you, satisfy you with providing you with the knowledge that's needed to understand all of the dynamics involved of why fights happen and why fights don't happen in the sport of boxing. I also recognize that there was a lane open for it. And this is not a shot at nobody. I'm just telling you what my observation is and was back then. That there was nobody consistently, actively involved in the business of boxing, making transactions that was consistent enough to drop jewels with regards to the business of boxing without being interviewed about it first. I saw that there was a need for it. And apparently, based on the number that you see on your screen, I was correct in my observation. And I'm not saying that there was no one else or others that did not come before me that was consistent or that didn't have a YouTube channel. That's not what I'm saying. Let me clarify it so that we won't have any misinterpretations moving forward. I'm referring to breaking down the nuances of what happens behind the scenes on the business side of boxing without being interviewed about it. In other words, is if no one didn't ask a question about the business of boxing to people that were actively involved in it, then it was hard for the fan base to understand the elements involved until someone was asked about it. Okay? And so what I'm basically saying is I recognize that there was a need for all of you, the fans of this sport, to learn about the business of boxing. I mean, I can tell you one small piece of education that I provided in one of my early videos on this channel. When I talked about how one fighter would wear red tape on their wrist of their boxing glove, and the opposing fighter would wear blue tape on the wrist of their boxing glove. I've never heard nobody on YouTube speak on that before I got here. That's something small and minor though. So when I realized those little nuances were not being spoken of, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do my own channel. And I want to be able to talk about those little things and what they actually represent. So that when fans of boxing watch boxing matches on TV or on their electronic device, they'll know not just what they're watching, but they'll know what they're looking at when they're watching it, based on what they learn from my channel. And yes, there are people I can thank, because there were people that saw me doing well on YouTube before I got on YouTube, and that was encouraging me to do a podcast for years. And I'm including people that were encouraging me before they even knew I had something to do with boxing. Because they were actually, people were encouraging me to do a podcast on the other professions that I'm certified in. See? But I found my niche. And this number that you see on your screen could not be possible if it had not been for you. Yes, you. Even if you don't like me, even if you don't agree with me, even if you don't quote unquote F with me, even if you think or thought that I built my channel off of other people's names who will not be acknowledged in this part of the segment, but it don't matter. Bottom line is, in under 400 videos published, and within a matter of 10 months, and within a matter of 9 months of being monetized, we did it. We cracked 1,000,000 views, and we all did it together. And I'm including other content creators that have encouraged and supported me. They also represent this number that you see on your screen. So I want to say to each and every last one of you, we're going to talk about some boxing. I know what you came here for. But I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge everyone who participated in the viewership of this channel to help this channel grow. Whether you came over here to spy on me or not, take notes or not, use my content, flip it, make it your own, and act like you basically was behind the scenes when you wasn't. Bottom line is, you still viewed the content and you learned something. And I'm sure out of 1,000,000 views, and I'm gonna always say this, and I'm standing on this, out of 1,000,000 views, if at least one person learns something about the business of boxing that you did not know before encountering my content, I'm satisfied. Yep, I said one out of a whole 1,000,000 views. I'm satisfied. And so I want to say it again, and we're going to move on. I thank y'all for providing the viewership that you see on your screen today. Thank y'all, all of y'all. I appreciate it. Seriously. Because I did not even think any of this was even possible for me on YouTube. I had no really desire to be like, oh, I want to do this for money, or I want people to recognize who I am and give me, accolades, and none of that. All of this was predicated off of an interview, several interviews actually, that I did on YSM Sports Media. So salute to YSM Sports Media. There were a couple other interviews I did before YSM Sports Media, but they didn't get the traction that it did until I got on YSM Sports Media. And then from there, when I saw the responses that I was getting, the favorable reviews in his comment section, and people that knew me in the business was thoroughly impressed of my knowledge. They was like, man, you should start your own channel. I can name names of people who said it, but it don't make no difference who said it, because some of the people who I name, y'all might not know who they are. Personal friends of mine. Bottom line is, I'm excited about it. We have a good thing going on here. We have a lot of entertainment that I provide when I present information. I can present all the business information in a lecturing form, but you won't be entertained by it, and I won't get your attention, because our attention span is very short nowadays in American culture when it comes to technology and social media and all this stuff. So that's why I present 4 different type of characters when I present information to you all. Most of you may not know that's what I do, but I'm just presenting those 4 characters to entertain you, but still be able to teach you and use everything in the sport of boxing, including current events as teachable moments. Even the quote unquote, as y'all call it, YouTube beef that I've been embroidered in. Inadvertently, by the way. Bottom line is that I'm excited. I love what I do here with you all. We are family, irregardless, because we have one thing in common, and that is our love for the sport of boxing. I don't want to keep rambling about it, but I just want to just keep thanking y'all because I'm actually surprised myself, that I've even garnered this much support from each and every last one of the Roll the Tape film crew members and others that may not be a part of the membership, so to speak, but they still support the channel. And I've heard time and time again, people call me very insulting names, derogatory things that people have said about me in my chat over the last 10 months, in my comment section, on other people's platforms, comment sections, through me being on their panel or interview. But I know deep down in everybody's heart, when we really talk about YouTube and the YouTube boxing community, I'm convinced now that everybody can agree that even though I may have only 62 or almost 6,200 subscribers, my voice is very loud on YouTube. People have made memes out of me. There's clips of my content floating all around YouTube in good ways too, that I don't even know about until people send them to me. There are boxers, managers, promoters, TV network executives that have been a part of this number that you see on your screen right now. My voice is very loud on YouTube. Sometimes I don't realize how loud it is until things occur. But the bottom line is, my voice is only loud because each and every last one of you are listening to me. And those that did not listen to me before are starting to listen to me now. And I want to say thank y'all. Don't matter what you're here for. Don't matter if you like me or not. Don't matter if you agree with me or not. You viewed any piece of my content in the past or even in the present. You were part of the number you see on your screen. We did it, y'all. 1 million. Merchandise coming soon. Salute to everybody in the chat. We got some boxing to talk about today. Somebody got to learn something about the business today, and I'm definitely going to teach it. All right? Let's talk about some boxing, y'all. There's 4 different characters that you have all seen me present to entertain you. If you haven't noticed yet, I'll give it away. So when you see it, y'all can be entertained and laugh when you see them. When you see these 4 different characters come out, the prosecutor, the promoter, the professor, and the preacher. And the reason why I use those 4 is because they start with the letter P, and the second letter, each of those titles start with the letter R. And y'all know how it is when you look at the letter P and R, public relations. Yeah, I try to be creative. Then I start thinking outside the box, and then I start becoming the box. All right, I'm done with all that. Let's get down to some boxing now. Enough with the Valentine's Day card, Manager Marty, and the hugs and handshakes. Let's get some boxing now. You all get the point. 1,000,000 views, merchandise coming soon, membership opportunities coming soon. I got all kind of things lined up for each and every last one of you. We're going to grow this thing together. We're going to turn this 1 million to 2 and even more. But I can't do it without y'all. And it's all because of your support. Now I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Let's roll the tape. And so we're going to roll the tape tonight. Hold up, before I roll the tape, I see my family all in the chat, man. Roll the Tape film crew members are here today as the viewership is increasing exponentially. We're going to talk about some boxing, y'all. Before I do that, y'all know me. Link in the chat. I want y'all to know the link is pinned to the top of the chat. I flew the kite out there. Open panel session today. Not going to keep y'all long, I promise you. But the question on the floor today is who's wrong? Is Terence Crawford wrong or is Errol Spence wrong? We're going to talk about it now. Who's wrong? Who is wrong? That's what we want to know. Who's wrong? Is Terence Crawford wrong for saying that he wants to fight Errol Spence at 147 pounds? Because according to what we are hearing, that's what we're hearing now. Word on the street is that Terence Crawford has offered Errol Spence the rematch as he activated it. But at the same time that he's activated it, Spence activated it, he's faced with a decision to make. And that decision to make is will I rematch Terence Crawford at 147 or fight him at 154? The issue is that Terence Crawford has the right to say he wants this fight to be at 147, only according to what we've also equally heard, is that the winner of this fight, the first fight between Spence and Crawford, the winner, right, would be able to choose the weight that the rematch will be fought in. This is what we heard. So the question is Terence Crawford wrong for saying he want to fight Spence at 147? Because he did win. Technically, the man did win. So he has the right to say that. Or is Terence Crawford wrong because he know that Errol Spence wouldn't do that to him when we all seen Errol Spence has acquiesced to all of Terence Crawford's demands in the build-up and promotion of this first fight. Let's keep it all the way 100 now. We got to keep it 100 now. No bias over here. Got to be objective, okay? But at the same time, just because Errol Spence caved in and acquiesced to Terence Crawford's demands, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that Terence Crawford have to do the same for him. But is he wrong for not doing the same for Spence? Out of courtesy for what Spence did to make this fight happen by giving in to all of Crawford's demands in the negotiations of the first fight. Is Errol Spence wrong for even asking for this fight to be at 154 pounds in the first place? I'm talking about the rematch, that is. Is Errol Spence wrong for caving into Terence Crawford's demands again if he agrees to fight the rematch at 147 pounds? Let's talk about it. Link is in the chat. There's one guy in the background. I got to show my face for this one. Yeah, I got a message for him. Glad he's here in the background. Oh, how you turn this camera on? How you turn I'll take this thing off. Hold on. You know I'm still a YouTube rookie, y'all. But it don't make no difference. I'm a rookie now. I got 1 million views. Don't matter I'm a rookie no more. Don't nobody want to hear I'm a rookie. Y'all want to see me grow now, right? Y'all want to see me learn certain things. Did y'all know I didn't even know how to put the link in the chat? I didn't even know how to go live, first of all. Then I learned how to go live. Then I didn't know how to put the link in the chat. Then I didn't even know how to pin the link to the top of the chat. Man, I learned all this stuff on the fly because of you all and other content creators that helped me as well. You know what I mean? Let me I gotta take this thing off. Here you go. I got it. Here I go. What's up, y'all? Let me get this little message to the guy that's in the background trying to get on here. There's a guy that's trying to get on here, y'all. Since he has wanted to be famous, jumping from content creators channel to content creators channel. His name is G-Man. You all know G-Man. The guy Gary, aka Justin is his real name, I think. He wants to come on here, y'all. Gary, stay in the back real quick. I want to see if the chat want me to bring you in. You see, G-Man is the guy who set this whole thing up with me and Rich Glazers by bringing up Rich Glazer's name on this channel and challenging me, saying that Rick Glazer would destroy me in the debate. I had no interest and didn't even really care about having Rich Glazer on here because I didn't see the purpose at the time until the G-Man mentioned him. And the G-Man tried to threaten Rachel Donaire by bringing up Mr. Rich Glazer's name. Unbeknownst to me, I did not know that Rich Glazer was on other people's platform saying the things that he was saying before he got here about Al Heyman and stuff. I didn't know. So, Mr. G-Man, you are at the mercy of the supporters of the Roll the Tape Film crew. So I'm going to let the Roll the Tape Film crew members decide whether or not I should let you on. We know you're a Crawford fan, so we're not knocking you for that. But it's the other antics that you come with. I'm with the grits, Mr. G-Man. If you don't know this about Manager Marty by now, after I got 1 million views, I think people are starting to realize I'm with the grits. Yeah, I'm with the grits. Yeah, I am. And so on YouTube, let me be clear before somebody misinterpret that and get in some bigger trouble. On YouTube, I'm with the grits, bro. So Roll the Tape Film crew members, we're not going to do a whole vote like we voting for the president or something. But just yes or no. You don't even have to type the whole word in. Just the letter Y represents yes, and the letter N represents no. Should I let the boy G-Man on here real quick? Because there's 2 other people that need to come on that I am going to let on. But I'm just asking about G-Man. All right. Somebody said you are a troll, and nobody want to hear you, Mr. G-Man. Anybody else? See, I give the Roll the Tape Film crew members what they want. That's what I do. Because they're the ones that support me. They're subscribers of this channel. They engage in the chat. Even the ones that don't engage in the chat, that's still a part of Roll the Tape Film crew members. I give my audience what they want. Some of y'all want the preacher. I give him to y'all. Some of y'all want me to put people in the hot seat as the prosecutor. I give him to y'all. Some of you want just education. As the professor, I give him to y'all. And some of y'all want that swag. You know how I break stuff down, but I come with that. Yeah, that's the promoter in me talking. So I give all of that to you. So man, we getting a lot of people saying, yes, they want you on here, G-Man. Why not? Why not? I got 2 super chats. Hold on. I gotta be able to acknowledge the super chats. Come on. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for your contribution and your support to this channel. You were on a panel cooking the last time you was here, man. So thank you, Kamal. Appreciate you. Kamal says, good afternoon. I want to get your predictions on Zhang versus Joe Joyce 2, the heavyweight fight tomorrow, and Jesus Ramos versus Erickson Lubin next week. And I'm going to give it to you right now. I don't want to wait because you just supported the channel with a contribution. I want to give my predictions now. I met Joe Joyce when I was in Vegas. Some of you seen the picture I posted in the community section or the community tab of this channel. Joe Joyce is a good guy, man. He's really a giant, man. Joe Joyce a big dude, man. Big heart too. Big guy, man. He's nice guy. Seriously. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. That guy Zhang can punch, man. And I'm rooting for Joe Joyce to win this thing here. Joe Joyce has my support. I want Joe Joyce to win this fight. I don't know if punch resistance is going to be an issue for Joe Joyce standing in front of the guy Zhang. We've seen what happened in the first fight. Okay. I want Joe Joyce to be more competitive than he was in the first fight. I'm rooting for Joe Joyce to win this fight. Right? But at the same time, I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough for him to beat Zhang, because Zhang can crack, man. He can punch. So I'm rooting for Joe Joyce, but I think Zhang is going to keep catching him with kind of those shots that he was catching him with before. That's going to cause Joe Joyce some problems. When it comes to Jesus Ramos and Erickson Lubin, I like Erickson Lubin. He can fight his behind off, y'all, for real. I've seen him fight live several times. He was in Brooklyn, New York, a few times fighting live. I was there. Erickson Lubin, and I'm talking about, years ago, you know what I mean? But Erickson Lubin can fight. The thing is that concerns me about Erickson Lubin is punch resistance, the lack thereof, that is. But it's just amazing to me how we've seen Erickson Lubin get into these back-to-back fights with power punchers. I'm concerned about that. I mean, we've seen how Sebastian Fundora disfigured his face in their fight. And now he's going up against a guy, Jesus Ramos, who in his last couple fights look impressive. If Erickson Lubin can use his boxing skills, he can come out with the win by outboxing Ramos. But if he go in there trying to bang for bang in exchange with Jesus, like he did with Sebastian Fundora, he's going to end up in the same situation and come out with a loss, probably by devastating fashion. So I'm rooting for Erickson Lubin to win in this fight. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I'm rooting for Erickson Lubin. He got good coaches in his corner. All he got to do is listen to them, and let's get back to boxing, not banging, but boxing. That's my take on both of those fights. Also, thank you, Ohio Style Lyrics, another contributor of the channel and repeated viewer. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Ohio Style Lyrics says, just supporting the grind, my brother. Thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it, Ohio Style. All right. Is G-Man still here? Let me go in the chat and see what the people want. I got to get the people they want. Oh, YouTube acting up again? Man, YouTube been acting up on me, man. Is my channel messing up, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Somebody said something about YouTube messing up. I think they talking about me, my channel. What's going on? Oh, people saying no, they don't want you here, yo. There were more no's than yeses. Dag, G-Man. Let me see what they talking about. I don't think they want you on here, G-Man. From what I see. Oh well, I gotta do what gotta get the people what they want. Gotta get the Roller Tape Film crew members what they want. Salute. We have women. I just was notified now. We have women in the chat. Fellas, step aside. This is the portion of my show I stop and interrupt it for the ladies now. Y'all already know how I get down. You know I'm smooth like that, so y'all got to step to the side. Step to the side now. Ladies, let me bring my inflections down. Bring my camera up here because I want the ladies to know. I want the ladies, they got to know. The ladies just got to know. Okay? Just got to know. Ladies, I see you in the chat now. Thank you for engaging in the chat, for viewing this channel, for supporting this channel. If you're watching live and even the replay of this live, I want to say I welcome you and I salute each and every last one of y'all queens. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me. And I want to say thank you for your viewership. I really appreciate how modest you all are as women, conducting yourselves accordingly and having decorum about yourself, even in the chat, even unfortunately putting some men to shame who act like women, unfortunately on YouTube. But I thank you all for being here, watching me today, and being willing to learn and even be entertained by some of my little antics. You know, it's all YouTube, it's all a part of entertainment. But I just want to say thank you to all the ladies. All right, fellas, come on back in line. Let's talk. Now, G-Man, you ain't coming on here The Roller Tape Film Crew members don't want you on here right now. Maybe next time. Come back in another segment. Maybe I ask them again. They might change their mind. May have a change of heart. But right now, it ain't happening. Now, but I will say, I want you on here, bro. I do. G-Man, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I really want you on here. But they don't. And I gotta get the supporters what they want. It's not about me. It's about them. All right? Now, if I see somebody else say let you on, I might just let you on. So stay back there, G-Man. Matter of fact, stay back there, bro. Because somebody else might outweigh and override the no's. You know what I mean? That we see in the chat. But we do have two people that is in the back, and I need Anthony and AD. Anthony, your camera's off. AD, your camera's off. All right, Anthony's camera is on. AD's camera is on. They have already acknowledged that they are not trolls, that they are real human beings. So I'm going to let both of you guys come onto the panel. If you want to keep your camera off, it's totally up to you. Anthony, I'm letting you, brother. What's going on, sir? Welcome
How
to the
you do?
Roller Tape Podcast.
How you doing, Manager Marty? My issue
I'm
with
doing
you,
great, sir.
my issue
Huh?
with you, my issue with you
You got
is
it.
not. You hear me?
You you got an issue with me, brother. What I do to you, man?
Uh, but it's not what you do to me.
Okay.
It's I'm explaining I don't have a problem with you being a Spence fan or supporter or however you categorize it. But the way in which you push the narrative about the snack program is unfair to Bud. And I'm gonna tell
What?
you, it's very unfair because of when you started pushing that narrative, a lot of people started accusing the man of something that he may very well have not done. And a lot of people don't know anything about Victor Conti. I've been a person who, not to just tell my whole life, but I've been incarcerated for a long period of time for something I did. And I try to redeem myself. And when I see other, and I've been with men who were basically accused of things that they didn't do. The way you presented the argument about the snack program, it led a lot of people to just use that as they must be a bunch of trolls that accuse the man of steroid use. And I think
Yeah,
that was just totally unfair.
I got you. I respect your perspective. Let me say this though. You're basically acknowledging, and I think people are starting to dub me as a trendsetter. So you're basically saying when I start talking about the snack program, most people started to talk about it too, and even go further by saying he was juicing. I kind of started a trend on YouTube behind that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, unequivocally. You know,
Okay.
yeah, it was the way you presented the narrative. I assume that you know, but I think also it was something easy for a lot of haters. They wanted something to latch on to, but you did present it in a way that was a little persuasive. But it's like these people don't have any idea about who Victor Conte is, what he been through. Most of them don't know. They only know one part of his story, and that's why I mentioned the redemption part because I did something wrong. I had to pay for it, and I paid for it dearly. But I've came home, lived my life a whole totally different way, and basically trying to redeem myself. And that's basically Victor Conte's story, and that's the
Yeah.
part that nobody talks about. They don't talk about the redemption. When it comes to Bud Crawford, all they talk about is the negative part, which is why I say it's so unfair to him. As a fighter, anybody can like who they want to like. I
Mhm.
like Spence. Even though I've been a Bud supporter, I like Spence. But the way people have treated Bud has made me not like, I guess, a lot of the people who support Spence. So sometimes I've said things about Spence that, I wouldn't normally say because I respect him as a warrior, as a boxer, and I
Mhm.
think he's a generally a good person from what I've seen of him. But to accuse a man of using steroids and especially in a sport with his livelihood, it just turns people, it gives people something really, really negative to say about him. That's a cheat. And I wouldn't support a cheater. Did I lose you? Manager Marty.
Right. I heard everything you said. I
Okay,
know we
I'm
had
sorry.
some, we had some technical
Yeah,
malfunctions, or whatever. All right, so here's my response to that. I also can attest and agree with you about redemption. Okay. I'm sure that if there's a law enforcement agent or agency watching this channel, they will also agree that my name is circulating in the penal system as well in my past. All I'm saying is I agree with redemption. I agree with coming back, overcoming adversity, and doing something more productive in society after someone serves time in prison or time in the penal system through parole, probation, etc. I don't think that people knew too much about Victor Conti as well, but what gave it all away about his story that people did not know and started finding out was when the Netflix documentary came out. When that Netflix documentary came out, the Netflix documentary came out on August the 18th. That's when it premiered. I've been talking
right.
about, the snack program being associated with Terence Crawford 3 days after this fight. And so because of that, I have to agree with you too that people did start listening to some of the things that I said and they were thinking. But the things that I said were my observations and it was based on facts. And what I mean by based on facts is I have tried to tell Terence Crawford fans time and time again that Terence Crawford was a part of the snack program and they kept giving me the bunk theories by saying he's not a part of the program. All he's doing is endorsing it by just wearing the logo on his boxing trunks. Then I had to come out and respond by showing a picture of Terence Crawford with his hand wraps on, sweat coming down his arms, standing in but basically sitting in the picture next to Victor Conti, who was also sitting next to Devin Haney while he was working out in the gym in
Right.
California at Victor Conti's gym.
With the
And then
ski,
people
with the
were,
mask, the
that's
oxygen mask.
correct. That is correct. And then people came back. Crawford fans came back and said, "Oh man, he's just working out. You've never seen him take any supplements. He's not on a program. Blah 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 blah." And then guess what happened? Joe Rogan interviews Terence Crawford and substantiate the things that I've been saying for almost actually a month. And he asked Terence Crawford himself, and I played the replay of it here. He said, "Bud, Victor Conti's with, he owns Snack
Right.
and everything. Are you with the snack program thing?" That's what he asked him. Terence Crawford did not say he was an endorser of the
Of the snack program.
program or the supplements. Right. He said, "Yes, I'm on the program." He's
But
working
one
out.
thing,
He's he's on the
but
he's on the
most people who
program.
work out take supplements, man.
Hmm?
But most people who work out take supplements. Anybody who works out, most people who work out take supplements.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just be assuming if I agree with you. I'm not.
Most
They
people who
probably
work
do.
out,
Right, but
most
see,
people who
here's
work
the
out take
issue.
supplements. You go to any gym
No problem.
in
Here's the
America.
thing though. Right, but here's the difference though. Everybody that works out takes supplements except for Terence Crawford. See, the thing is, he's taking supplements like all other people, but the difference is he's aligned himself with Victor Conti. You see, the thing is, I'm not really making people suspicious. I mean, let's keep it 100. Victor Conti himself said in an interview, and I can pull it right up, where he says everybody should be suspicious of me. This was about 8 years ago. And the thing
Yeah,
about right, but the thing about it is people are starting to be suspicious because not just because Terence Crawford's taking supplements now, it's because he's aligned himself with a guy who has a history as a Victor Conti. That's why people are trying to put two and two together based on the history of Victor Conti.
one.
It's the level of suspicion
But one
that
thing,
that surrounds Victor Conti.
but that's my point. If people know who Victor Conte is today, that's why I talk about the redemption, who he is today, as opposed to who he was with Marion Jones, Barry Bonds. That was a different time. Today, he is against people using. He even worked with the government about this. So you know that now he is for the people using safe supplements, not cheating, not, so this is the difference. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and the way when you present an argument to people and you leave all of the new things out, all of the redemption part out, all you have people believe is the suspected part, when he is one of the people who has been one of the biggest advocates of clean sport and boxing. He is one of the biggest advocates of that now.
Now I had a question on that, but let's keep it 100. And I got a question on that. Is that really Manager Marty's doing, or is that Terence Crawford deciding to go over there and hang with that guy?
What? But he's not the only athlete who has
I
has
know,
done
but
that.
I know, but you're not
Manager Marty,
representing. Oh, Anthony,
you're
but you're
smart.
not rep.
You're
Anthony,
smart. You're
I'm
smart, and it's the way you presented that argument that was persuasively to make people start using that narrative.
Anthony. You're not on here representing the other fighters on the snack program, so that's why we talk about Crawford.
Well,
He aligned himself with that guy, and not
I'm,
me. I didn't tell Crawford to go over there. You
but
see what Crawford? Hey, Anthony. You see when Crawford listen to me? Deals get done when he listen to me. I
here
never
you
told the
go.
man go
Here
over
you
there.
go. Here you go.
I didn't
No,
tell that man to
but
go over the snack program.
it's nothing wrong with going on a snack program. It's
I
nothing
agree
wrong
with
with
you.
that.
I agree with you, Anthony. It works. It
Every
works.
I'm all professional athletes. I used to work out a lot. I've kind of fell off, but I use supplements when I worked out. Long as you don't use, and as a professional athlete, long as you don't use certain types of supplements, we know like testosterone, human growth hormones, those type of supplements which are different. That's cheating. But other natural supplements that are within the limits, that is nothing wrong with that.
I agree with you, Anthony. I've been saying the same thing you saying. The
Yeah,
snack.
but you said it after, kind of in a very mockingly way. You do it in a mockingly way, and you've done it after you already set the stage, Marty. You already
The
set the
snack.
stage.
Anthony, the snack program works. All of us agree to that. And
But
we
that's not.
also can, huh? It
But the
works
way,
though, right?
but yeah, it works. But the way y'all try to say it works is as if it's working like a steroid's working, and that's not fair.
All
It's
right,
not
let me be
fair.
more clearer. All
It's
right, let
not
me be
fair.
more clearer. All right, I got you. I'm going to be fair right now. I'm going to be fair right now, Anthony. The snack program works. And the reason why we know it works is because it enhanced Terence Crawford's performance in the
Yeah.
last three fights, including
Enhance,
with Spence. Including with Spence, brother. That's
enhance.
all we got to agree to.
See the word. See how you use the word enhance, because see, anybody who works out with supplements properly and sticks to their workout regimen, it should enhance the way you perform.
So
It
what's the
should.
problem? Why
The
is it a
problem is,
crime when I say it, Anthony?
no, is the problem is when you lead it to speculate that it is steroid use or some other type of illegal substance. And you notice, Manager Marty,
I never said that though. You
you let
said that.
no, I didn't say you said it. I'm saying you led the narrative. You left it out there. You brought up the possible PED use. You used Victor Conte's past instead of his present to push the narrative. And you did a good job. You did a good job. It's probably
No,
good for
sir.
content. It's probably good for content, but I think it's unfair to
No.
him. It's unfair to the man to be accused of doing something that he isn't doing. And indirectly, you are the direct result of the PED accusation. And these accusations aren't even by main media. It's only really the YouTube world, the Errol Spence fans, and I don't want to call them that name, but the diehard diehard Errol Spence fans, they are the ones who are doing this, and it's just bad. Even if you don't like them, it's all right not to like a man, but to just put something on them. That's not you. I'm not saying you put it on them, but I'm just saying the fans to actually put that on a person. And when you got people who have actually got pop dirty, we have people who actually pop dirty, and they don't even
Can you
talk
blame
about
him?
them.
But hold
Hmm?
up. But hold up. I want to correct you and then I want to give you some information. You said that I am using Victor Conti's past, but I'm not though. Let me show you how people hear what they want to hear. I've used not Victor Conti's past, I've used his present. Let me tell you how. Look on your screen right now. What you see is the present. This is an advertisement that I got directly off of Snack
Right.
System, their IG, Instagram.
Right.
page. It
I
says
agree
that
with
Snack
everything.
offers products that improve your level of fitness, help you lose fat, build muscle, and enhance performance. It
I
says
agree.
it on your screen.
I
So
agree with
I
all of
use
it.
right. So I use that as the foundation to show the people that Terence Crawford is with the snack program. It works and it benefited him in the last 3 fights he been with him. I don't see what the problem is if you agreeing with me.
The only problem is when you make it seem like it's steroid use. That's the only problem.
I you
I don't have
just
a
you
problem.
just Anthony, you just said I never used the words illegal or steroids. You said that I
What
didn't
I
use it.
said was you never actually accused him of the use, but you
So
have.
what's the problem then?
The problem is the tone you have used at times to insinuate and leave it out there as if maybe it's a possibility when that's not fair to do that. That's not fair. And you know
I
it,
know
man,
what it
Jamari.
is, Anthony.
It's not
I
fair.
know what it is. I know what it is. It's the fact that I am pointing out something that is obvious that we all can agree to that Terence Crawford's performance was enhanced when he fought Errol Spence. You agree with that, don't you?
No, I don't. He's always been a terrific fighter.
You
He's
just
always been
wait,
a
come out.
terrific fighter.
Wait, come out. You just said in the same breath 30 seconds ago that you agree with the advertisement on your screen.
I agree.
You agree with this.
That's what supplements should do. I agree with 100%. That's what supplements should do. It should help in the process of building muscle, cutting fat. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it should do.
And enhanced performance.
I
Don't be scared to
it,
say the two words.
no,
Enhanced
I'm not.
performance.
I'm not afraid to say enhanced performance, but I think that Terence Crawford has always been a terrific fighter before
I
and
do
after.
too. I do too.
I
But
think his
you,
skill
I
set. I think his skill set is I don't because you can't it can't enhance skill set. It can help
I
make you
know,
stronger, but it can't
but you
enhance
said
skill set. It can
I
help you burn
agree with
fat.
you. I agree with every
But
word you said
but nothing.
about Crawford.
But no supplement can at least at this day and time can help you learn how to put punches together, combinations
Yeah, I
together,
know.
how
No,
to
you
move,
gotta have skills.
IQ,
You got
IQ, IQ.
Yeah, you gotta have the skills.
You gotta
But
have
what I'm
skills.
saying is 30 seconds before what you just said was that you agree that the snack program works. You agree that it should have
Well,
enhanced the performance of Crawford.
I
You agree. Hold on, Anthony, let me finish. You said that you agree that that is what it did. It enhanced
no,
Crawford's performance. But when I asked you
no.
specifically
I
about
said
did it
I
enhance?
agree.
Hold on, Anthony. When I asked you specifically about did it enhance his performance when he fought Spence, you said it didn't. Which
No,
one is
I
it,
didn't say
bro?
that. This is what I said. See, you're not gonna, you can't trip me up.
Don't
What I said,
hey,
what I
don't
agree
make me
with.
roll the tape on you, Anthony. We
Oh,
heard
you
the
can roll the
fans
tape
heard.
on me. What I said was I agree with that is what that is supposed to do. Do I know for a fact that it worked for Terence? I don't know that.
Hey,
I don't know that. How do I
you just
know that?
said it worked for the guy.
I said I agree that that's what it should do. That's
All
what
right, so
supplements should do.
all
I
right,
don't
so
know. I
no
don't know if
problem.
that supplement program worked for him, but it
All right, no
should do.
problem.
It
All right.
should.
So can I ask you a question since you are a Crawford fan?
Absolutely.
Can you go DM him and tweet him? Because you're a fan of his, he'll listen to you before he listen to me. Can you tell him that if the stuff is not working, like the supplements, the workout regimen, the snack program, that he needs a refund for Victor Conti if it's not working for him?
Well, one, I don't know if it's working for him or not. So I'm not. I don't know. And plus, I also
Mm.
believe that he probably get his supplements for free. He wears the snack T-shirt. He probably don't have to pay for his supplements, Marty.
Yeah, Tim Montgomery was getting his for free.
He
He
probably
didn't have
he
to pay.
probably get them free.
So I
Like
understand.
Boots. Boots probably used to get them for free too when he was at Snack.
Well, Boots never was on a program, but he probably was getting his supplements for free to be able to endorse it.
Yeah, he
But he
might.
wasn't on a program.
And it must not be working for
Yeah,
Dave.
he wasn't on a program.
And it must not work for
Working
Devin.
out at Victor Conti's gym.
It must not work for Devin Haney because he can't punch his way out of paper bag.
Oh, it works for it works for Devin Haney, and even you know that.
He can't punch his way out of paper bag.
Hey, but the snack program ain't about power. You see, let me put it right there. What did I say right there on this screen? Go on your screen.
You
It
said
ain't saying
enhanced
nothing about power.
performance, build muscle, build muscle.
All right.
When you build
Look
muscle,
at
you
Devin.
become more
Look at
powerful.
Devin. Look at Devin Haney's body transformation. The
He looks
snack
good.
program works.
He looks good.
Hey, the snack program works, brother.
But it ain't helping them put nobody on ain't helping put nobody on the canvas.
Hey, it's helping them get the wins.
I don't think so. I think he's a skilled fighter as well. It might help
So
him keep him in shape. It probably
I
keeps him in
got you.
shape.
So then let me ask you a question, because we do agree about one thing, that Terence Crawford is a great fighter and that he
Absolutely.
actually was doing really good because everything that he was doing in the past before he fought Sean Porter, it worked. So let me ask you a question as a fan of Crawford, since you basically said you don't know. What made him go over there in the first place if he didn't need any enhancement? He was already great before what did he
Well,
go over there for?
if you exercise and you work out and you're an athlete, and somebody tell you maybe these supplements also are good supplements that help uh enhance your performance and get your things together, you would probably go over there and try them as well. It's every
Well, you
I'm
said
pretty
there's
sure every
many,
athlete
but
I'm pretty
but
sure
you said
every
there were
athlete
many
uses
other
supplements.
right.
Yeah.
You said
You,
right,
you
but
pick the
you
one
said
that you think
every
is
athlete.
best.
This guy gonna let me talk, Anthony. You said that every athlete or majority of athletes use supplements. So I'm
Absolutely.
asking you a question. Terence Crawford could have ordered the supplements online like I did. So what I'm saying is he didn't order the supplements online without us knowing he
No,
was taking them. He went over there
no.
and it's publicized that he's working out in the gym with him. He's on a accident mask. He's using the supplements. He's on a calendar. He's on a workout regimen. Everything
Yeah,
was doing well in his camp. He never missed weight. His talent
right.
was always there. He's a great fighter. In your opinion, as a Crawford fan, can you just tell the fans, in your opinion, what did you think, or why do you think Terence Crawford went over there to Victor Conte specifically when he could have went on any other program, regimen, or just ordered supplements online? What did he go over there and hook up with him for specifically?
To be better. Probably to
Okay,
better. To be better.
all right.
You
And he
always
was
try to
better.
excel.
And
You
he
always
was
try to
better.
excel.
But he was better on July 29th. The guy
I
was
don't think
better.
I think he's been consistent though. This is what I'm saying. I think he's been consistent. I think he's been consistent. I always felt like Errol Spence would lunge and he would get caught with shots that he didn't see coming. And is exactly what I saw happen. I put this in all the comments before the fight, and it's exactly what I saw happen. But you
Did
know,
you hear? Did you hear Terence Crawford's friend LC? He was on this. He was on my panel.
I don't know
Did
that's
you?
his friend. I've never seen him, never heard of him until he was on your panel. Don't know that guy. Never heard
What
of him.
about the other
Never
guy?
seen him. What
The
guy?
other guy that said he was Crawford friend. He was on AM Sports Media. He did an interview and he's doing the tweets. He's the one that
Who?
said
Steven
something
Nelson?
about Steven Nelson. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Steven Nelson's always with him. He's been on the undercard of David Avenesia. He's been in the camp forever. Yeah,
No, what I'm saying is you believe that he's his friend, but not LC.
absolutely.
That's what you're trying to say.
I'm saying I don't know about LC. I never seen him, never heard of him until he was on your program. That's how what I
I never knew him either.
yeah.
I
So
didn't know him
so
either.
we talk
Young boy.
about Steven Nelson and him is two different people. I seen Steven Nelson for years with Terence Crawford for years. I
Well,
never
since
seen
you
this other guy.
I got you. But since you believe in Steven Nelson as his friend, why don't you tweet Steven Nelson and ask him why did Bud go over to the snack program if everything else was working before that? Would you ask him that? You a fan of Crawford? Would you ask him
But,
Steven Nelson that?
but why would I ask him that when we already know it was already working? He was undefeated before he went to the snack program. So why would I
Right. So
need
what
to
did he
ask him
go
that
over there
question?
for? That's what did he
I
go
just
over
told
there
you.
for if
If
he
you
didn't
all
need
right,
him?
let me ask you a question. You're an athlete. Say you're an athlete and you on a regimen, and somebody tells you, hey, you're doing pretty good on your regimen, but a guy tells you, hey, there's another regimen that's better than the regimen that I'm working on. You wouldn't try it if you believed
No, if
in
it's
him.
not, hey, not me.
If
If
you
the
didn't believe in
regimen,
him,
hey, listen, man. If the regimen I'm doing get me title after TKO, after TKO, after TKO, never miss weight. I don't smoke, I don't drink. I don't need no other better. We good where we at.
I guess we're
That's what I'm just.
individuals.
You asked me
I've
about
tried.
me.
I used to use a one type of product of creatine. A guy told me, "Hey, this kind of creatine is better." I liked the first one, so I tried the second one. The second one was better, like the guy told me. Sometimes you listen to people and you give it a shot.
Well,
You
he
know,
gave it 3 shots, and those 3 shots enhanced his performance. The
shots.
snack program works.
Well, I hope it does. If he's
Oh, you
spending that
know it
time working,
does.
I hope
You
it
know
does.
it does.
I,
You
I
know it
hope so.
does.
I would hope so.
You
I would hope
you
so.
listen. Hey man,
Long
you
as it's not
agree.
illegal, long as it's not illegal steroids or any
I
type
agree.
of human growth hormone or more testosterone, I'm all for it. and I think he should continue using it. If it works for him and it's not illegal and he's not cheating, I condone it. Continue using it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start working out again, and I'm gonna get on the snack program, and I'm gonna even wear the T-shirt.
Hey, you see me with my T-shirt on, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Hey,
It looked good on you.
It worked.
It looked good on you. Did it work?
Hey, huh?
Is that a testimonial? Did it work?
Oh man, look, I drunk the supplements right here live.
And you felt good?
It works. Oh man,
so that's great.
I felt like I can knock Deontay Wilder out in 2 rounds after I drunk that.
So did you take a blood test after that and make sure that you didn't have anything illegal in your system?
No, but Terence Crawford didn't.
That would have been a good idea.
I mean, well, Terence Crawford didn't. So why should I?
I'm pretty sure he has.
Who? Crawford?
I don't think he went 3 fights without drug testing from VADA. I don't think he went 3 fights without drug testing from VADA.
If you go on VADA's website,
I can look it up.
I bet you they differed. If you go on VADA.com and go on their website, they'll tell you exactly when the last time Crawford enrolled in their program.
I'll take a look. I know Errol Spence didn't go in there and let nobody.
See, you're the Crawford fan. You're the Crawford fan expert. So we're relying on you to do the research, brother.
Well, I'll do the research. I don't know if I'm an expert.
Oh, well, you're a fan. You're a fan.
I'll do the research. I'm a supporter, but I'm also a person who reads. This is why I know everything. I know a lot about. I'm not saying everything. I know a lot about Victor Conte and redemption.
Right. You know about David Evanesian too, right?
You know, I know that they used to accuse Spence of steroid use. I never said that though.
No problem.
I never said it. I never said it though. I never said it because I thought that was unfair. I thought it was unfair.
Yeah, it was.
That's why I never did it.
Right. But before we get to Spence, I ask you, you know who David Evanesian is, right?
Yeah, that was the fight he had with BLK Prime.
Right. And you saw how Terence Crawford knocked David Evanesian out with 1 punch. He's never done that before.
Yes, he has.
Seen that, right?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Oh, you better go
one
look.
Punch?
Yes, you go look back.
Division?
Go look back into some of his. He did an overhand right when he had the braids. He had an overhand right and slump a guy in the corner early in his career. Watch the fights. One hand, 1 punch.
I'm not talking about that. I said in the welterweight since he moved up to 147. You've never seen that before.
He did that to David Evanesian, but he didn't do it to Spence or Sean Porter. They're better fighters, stronger.
I know. I'm just asking about David Evanesian.
David Evanesian, you got a chinny chin chin.
I understand that, but I'm saying what I'm trying to get, I just want to know if it's yes or no. Did you ever see Crawford do that in the welterweight division with 1 punch?
Well, we all seen his welterweight fight, so we know he didn't do that since he's been a welterweight, except for that particular one. We know all his welterweight fights. We seen him beat people from pillar to post in the welterweight.
You didn't answer my question, Anthony. I did. What's wrong with y'all can't answer yes or no questions?
I did answer your question, but you can't tell me how to answer it. Did you ever
see him do that before he fought David Evanesian?
What I said was we all saw his fight, so we know in the welterweight division, that's the only guy that he hit with a 1 punch in a clip.
Okay, great. Did you ever see anybody else knock down Sean Porter more than once in any fight besides Crawford?
Nope. But Porter been down before.
Great. No, I said more than once.
I know you said.
Yeah, you didn't see it. All right. What about can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. Have you ever seen Errol Spence get knocked down more than once in one fight in the welterweight division?
Nope.
So you didn't see nobody get knocked. You never seen David Evanesian knocked out cold for over a minute, unconscious. You've never seen Sean Porter get knocked down more than once in a fight, nor did you see Errol Spence get knocked down once or more than once in any of his fights in the welterweight division. It sounds like to me you agree with me that the snack program works.
No, I agree with you. They ran into the best fighter in boxing.
Yeah, but his performance was enhanced, like you just agreed with.
I don't think so. He beat the bigger man, and when he first came up, I think they let him go into the weight division, and I seen him beat Jeff Horn from pillar to post.
Yeah, that's before he got on the snack program, right?
And he beat him from pillar to post. And he was just moving up in weight.
Sounds
First
like
fight is a welterweight, and he hit pretty hard even then. He hit pretty hard
that's
even then.
correct. I
And then
agree
I
with you. So
seen him,
what you
I
I
seen him hit,
Anthony,
I seen him hit.
Anthony,
Don't forget. Wait a minute. Let me just say this. I seen him hit Kell Brook. You seen that punch he gave Kell Brook?
this is before he was on the snack program?
Yep, David Benavidez. You remember when he hit David Benavidez before the snack program?
Jose,
David
well, that's his
Benavidez.
brother, Jose.
Jose,
Jose
Jose,
Benavidez.
Jose Benavidez.
Yeah, yeah.
You seen
Yeah, I
that
seen
punch?
that fight too.
You seen that
Yeah, this
uppercut?
before the this is before the snack program,
You
right?
see how he put him down? Yep, before the snack program.
So that's what I'm asking you, bro. What did he go over there for? He ain't need him.
You you could change supplements when you want to.
What did he go over there for then, bro?
You could change if somebody tell you they got better supplements, why not? Better graded supplements, you can change. Nobody has to stick to what. Why would you try to corner him? You don't know how many times Errol Spence done changed his particular regimen that he uses. Why he don't go back to Blu-ray?
We're not talking
Why he
about
left
Spence.
Blu-ray? Why he left Blu-ray?
I don't know.
That's
I'm
my
asking you
point.
about Crawford. You jumping
But
on Spence. I'm
no, I'm
asking you
trying
about
to show
Crawford,
you.
bro.
I'm trying to show you that you can't run the narrative. You have to be fair to everyone. People have
It's not
choices.
a narrative. He's
It
over there with
is.
Victor Conti. That's not a narrative.
No,
He's
no.
over there with him.
Yeah, he's over there with him. That's not the narrative. The narrative
What's the
is,
narrative?
you know what the narrative is, to try to make it look like it's something illegal going on with Victor Conti. That's the narrative.
Enhanced performance on your screen. That what we talking about.
That's what
Enhanced performance, bro.
that's what every supplement says on the bottle. Every supplement in the world, like creatine,
Hey,
all of
but
those,
we know,
every last one of
this
them
ain't
say it.
false advertisement.
Every
You
one of
agree
them
that this
say
is
it.
not false advertisement.
I said I don't know. I never used it. I hope it's not. I don't know. I never used the snack program. So how would I
Hold on
know?
for a second, Anthony. Let me get these super chats. Stay right there. Many Face Publishing, salute. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Many Face Publishing says, bring him on. I think he was referring to G-Man. Mr. Pragmatic, my guy, my friend, family, day one supporter of the channel, just like Many Face Publishing. Mr. Pragmatic, thank you for your support and contribution. Mr. Prag says, Mrs. Pragmatic is watching the podcast with me, so there's one additional woman listening and enjoying the show. And I would have to say to Mrs. Pragmatic, from Manager Marty to you, thank you for always supporting the channel and viewing it with your husband. I appreciate you, Queen, and salute to you. That's from Manager Marty to Mrs. Pragmatic. Then we have another day one supporter, my guy, my friend, Mr. Aaron H. Muhammad. Manager Marty asked this gentleman if he holds Bud accountable for aligning himself with people who raises suspicions with his skill level. That's the question for you, Mr. Anthony. Do you hold Bud Crawford accountable for aligning himself? Let me ask the question first.
Well, I read it.
For
You read
aligning
it to me.
himself with people like Daniel Kenningham, Victor Conti, and some other people that has a shady past who raises suspicions with the skill level that Bud Crawford has. Do you hold Bud Crawford accountable for that?
I explained to you from the beginning about redemption. So if there's a lot of people who align themselves with me, and I would hate for people to say that because they align themselves with me in my past. If you ever Google me, you'll see it. But I've changed, and a lot of people will attest to the change. So no, I hold. He could be with, as long as I don't see him doing something wrong or find out that he was involved in something wrong. There's nothing to hold him accountable for. As long as he doesn't do
I
anything
got you.
wrong. The minute he does something wrong, I'm gonna call him
I
on it.
understand.
I'm gonna call him on it. If he Bud does,
I
if
got
Bud
you.
use drug,
I
I'll be
respect that.
disappointed. But wrong is wrong and right is right.
Mhm.
As long as he doesn't do
I know
anything
that's right.
illegal,
That's the kind of guy like. I got
I
a
call a
question.
spade a spade.
I got That's good. I appreciate the integrity that you have to do so. I got another question for you, but I have another day one supporter of mine. She's here, always making me smile, always encouraging me. Diana, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Diana. Diana says, my brother, can we stop with that? It is Bud who put himself where he is. Why don't we ask Bud Why would he put himself here? That's another question for you, Anthony. I mean, everybody's blaming manager Marty for
Man,
starting the trend. Hold on, let me finish. Everybody's blaming manager Marty for starting the trend. Okay, great. I started a trend on YouTube. Wow, whoop-de-doo, I'm famous. Who cares? All I'm saying is we're just reacting to what Bud Crawford is doing. And
my
we reacting to the Netflix documentary that came out that basically showed that there's a cloud of suspicion that still follows Victor Conti around for over 20 years. And Bud Crawford is with him on the snack program.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
see the issue here.
I'm gonna say this to you. Like, well, she says Bud put himself wherever, and that's why I said what I said from the beginning about redemption. And I'll never stop because I know I hate when people think that way. Because when somebody sees somebody with me, these people will tell you. Most people who know me will tell you I'm a good, decent man. I take care of my mother who has cancer. I took care of my father when he had cancer after I coming out of prison. And most people they text me daily and they basically give me a lot of love and respect for what I do. And when you see somebody, when they see other people with me, they don't immediately think about that they're probably doing something wrong like I used to do in my past because they know my present.
Yeah,
And
I
that's what
got
I'm
you.
saying about Victor Conti. I know
All
his
right.
present. I know about his past, but I also know his
Yeah.
present.
No,
And
I
and
got you on
and
that.
and like I said, people can think whatever they want to think about Bud. That they have their right to think it. I was just saying to you because I felt that as a person, it was your as a person who had the ears of people and the eyes of people to to basically kind of throw that cloud of suspicion because it wasn't really there until you. And I'm not saying I don't want to like blame you, like I don't want to do that,
But you are, and it's
but
okay.
but I don't want to. But I'm just saying it created a way for a lot of EJ fans to just come out and try to diminish the man's accomplishments
I
even
got you.
more. And that's all I'm
Let me
saying.
read.
But
Let me read.
they have
Let
their
me
right
read.
to their opinion.
I got you. Let me read this other super chat. I have a question for you. Gerald Sims, salute to you, Gerald. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Gerald Sims says Bud's friend did confirm that he went over to the snack program to get help with Earl Spence. That was the words of LC, who I was referring to earlier when I asked you, did you see that my podcast episode when he came on here? And I'm sure you did, and you heard what he
And I
said. Now
answered,
you're saying that LC, you can't confirm whether he's a friend or not of
never seen him
Crawford, but
before.
great. But we heard him say that
So
Crawford went over there in 2021 to prepare for Earl Spence. We've heard his
it does
friend LC
it
say
we
that.
we
I
can't
have a
say that's his friend. It's not
Okay,
confirmed
no
that's his
problem.
friend.
I
You
know, no problem. I have a question for you. I have a question for you. And you're someone who's been through the penal system. That's what you said, and you
absolutely.
understand about redemption. So I have a question for you, and this is from one person that's gone through legal issues in my past to you. If you committed a crime on, let's say, 12th Street, 5 years go by, and people see you on 12th Street again, would you say, even though you may have changed your life around, but you still standing on 12th Street, would you say it's logical and just natural as an inclination to be able to assume naturally that because Anthony was on 12th Street when he committed this crime 5 years ago, he's back on 12th Street again? Isn't it natural to assume that maybe Anthony is back to his old tricks since he's still on 12th Street again?
Well,
It's
I'm
just
gonna
it's
use
just a yes or
myself
no,
personally.
Anthony. It's just yes or no.
It's not a no. It's not a yes or no. Everything like life is not like that. It's not
No, no,
yes or
just
no.
the no, no. The life is not like yes or no, but the question that I'm
No,
asking you is yes or no.
it's not more. Well, I came
Is
through
it
this
a
neighborhood
natural
here.
feeling? Is it a natural inclination that people may have if you standing on 12th Street again
I
after
haven't
five
gotten that
years?
from the people. I
Huh?
haven't gotten that from the people.
No, no, no.
I'm
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 asking
I'm
you, is it
exactly. But I'm saying with me, I'm exactly in that position, and the people don't treat me that way. They don't.
so
They
you
don't approach me as if that's the truth.
okay, wait a
They
minute.
don't. They
Wait a minute. I want to be clear here. If you committed a robbery on 12th Street, you
exactly.
you got, I'm not saying you personally, I'm just using the figure of speech. You committed a robbery.
It's possible.
Okay, on 12th Street.
It's possible.
You got
It's possible.
you got arrested on 12th Street. 5 years later, you come home and you're still hanging on 12th Street, the same block that you committed a crime. Is it natural for people to just assume, not accuse you, but just assume naturally that you're back to robbing people again because you're back on 12th Street? Is it natural to assume that?
And when you assume, you make an ass out of you
I
and
didn't
me,
ask you
Marty.
what happens after you assume. When people assume, is it natural for them to assume
Some people
that
do.
because I didn't hear me
It
out, man?
depends on people's heart.
Is it natural
That's an
to
inclination
assume,
for
Anthony?
some people.
You're trying to be combative with me, and I want a real answer from you.
I,
Is it natural
no, but
to
what it
assume?
is
Is it natural to assume that you standing on the corner of 12th Street again, people are going to think that you're back to your old ways of robbing people? Is it that natural assumption?
for some people it is, not for everyone, Marty.
No,
Everybody
I
doesn't
didn't. I
think that
didn't
way.
ask you about the amount of people. I'm just saying people in general. Is it a natural assumption that people may have?
Because people they think wickedly. They do. They think like that. People are like that. So I guess it would be a natural assumption of some people.
Right.
People think that way sometimes.
Okay.
It don't
Okay
make it
then.
true. It don't
So
make it
so
right.
so I want you to apply that same logic to Victor Conti. Victor
It's different
Conti.
though.
No, it's not, and I'm about to
He's not.
explain it to you
He's
if
not
you
doing.
if you let me. If
Okay.
you let me. If
Let
you
me
let
let
me.
me hear it. Let me hear
If
it.
you let me.
Let me hear it.
Victor Conti, according to Tim Montgomery in the Netflix documentary, this is not something Manager Marty's pulling out the air and just making it up. Tim Montgomery said in the Netflix documentary that Victor Conti was producing his legal products, ZMA and Snack, to the public in GMC stores and stores all around the world.
Right.
But he was giving people the impression that the supplements that he was selling were the same supplements that his athletes that worked out on his program were using, but behind the scenes, behind closed doors, they were not using those supplements that he was advertising to the general public. They were actually using HGH, EPO, insulin, the clear, and the cream, which were the undetectable substances. Correct?
Right.
Yes or no?
Correct. Correct.
So you heard Tim Montgomery say that. Now, fast forward 20 years later,
Right.
Victor Conti is still selling ZMA products, snack products around stores around the world and even
Right.
online. And he's working with boxers even behind the scenes. So the
Right.
question becomes, how do people know if he literally changed his life if the same environment that he got caught up with in the first time that indicted him is the same environment he's in now? In fact, he
But
never even changed the name of the product. It's still called ZMA and it's still called Snack. He never changed, watch this, he never changed his marketing and his advertisement tool. And what I mean
right.
by that is this: Victor Conti had Tim Montgomery, Adrian Jones, Barry Bonds, and the other athletes wearing his merchandise to promote his legal supplements. The
Right.
same way he's doing now with Devin Haney, Terence Crawford, Caleb Plant, and the rest of them. So
True.
once again, how can somebody not naturally assume that the guy that was on 12th Street that got arrested for robbing people, did 4.5 months in federal penitentiary, gets out, and he's still hanging on the same corner with the same people on the same block as 12th Street, and y'all getting an attitude, making it seem like people are delusional to naturally assume that he's back to his old tricks because he's standing on the same block of 12th Street. Make
I'll
this
tell
make
you
sense
why.
to me, Anthony?
I'll tell you why. Because his peers, the people that are around him now, the peers, the people who are always been in the industry, um, they have recognized his change. So
How
being
do
that
you know
the
that?
because
How do you know that?
it's documented. It's documented. It's documented.
That what? Let's
He's
talk
that
about it.
about his advocacy for the clean sport. It's documented by plenty of people, and they speak on it. It's
Do you
plenty of
think it's a, do
you
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 think,
could do the
Anthony?
research yourself.
Anthony, you seem like a smart guy. You gave me credit for being smart. I want to give you the same credit. You seem like a smart guy. Do you think it's a conflict of interest for Victor Conti, who's selling supplements and working out his the fighters? Do you think it's a conflict of interest of him funding or being a part of the VADA testing protocol?
I don't think so. I don't believe so. If you
It's just
believe
a yes or
that,
no.
no,
It's just yes or no. Do you think it's a conflict of
no,
interest?
no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay, I got you. I understand. I got what you're saying.
I don't
Hey,
think so.
listen, we got two other guys that want to come on in. I appreciate your perspective. Thank you for joining us, man.
I,
You're more
I
than
think you
welcome
I
to
think
come
you for
back.
giving me, and I think you for giving me the opportunity to just talk to you and be respectful, and you was respectful for me, and I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. You know how we do. Thank you so much, man. I see J Rock, my guy J Rock is here. I want to let him on Snack Attack. I'm gonna let you on too. But there's another guy I gotta let on before all of y'all because he is a content creator. I do support his viewpoints. I support his channel. He has great content. I love how him and my guy Knockout Boxing do their thing on Sundays. And I gotta let him on first before everybody else. And that's my guy. They call him the singing OG. KQKC. I believe this is his first time on the panel. KQ, what's up, baby boy?
Hey, what's going on, Marty? What's going on, Manager Marty, baby? What's going on? Wow, wow,
Oh
wow.
man, I love to hear your voice, bro. I'm good, man. How you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Had a great show today, man. And man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I see you're doing a great job, man. And I love your content, man. I see Aaron Muhammad over there in the chat and everything. So, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. So, I'm just listening in, and great content you got going today. Victor Conti, I had spoke to Bill Haney one time. Bill Haney said that they go to Victor Conti for two reasons. For to enhance Devin Haney performance, and also to find out because he is a expert on cheating. He's an expert on cheating and what to look for when you think a person is cheating. Now, but still in all, when you're in an environment where you got a lot of athletes caught up in EPO and all these illegal drugs and PEDs, why would you still let this man and still do business with this man? Now, of course, we all know how to play someone, all right?
Yep.
We already seen that up here lately of how some people try to play people. Well, Victor Conte, you can be the nicest man and have it documented that he's so sweet, he means so much in the back room he's selling out the back door, so I mean, let's not fall for these tricks, my people. All right, because Victor Conte, he's trying, he's moving in slowly but surely, and that's why you say he found a home in the boxing community, because only boxing is allowing him to be involved with these athletes. Everybody else, the NBA, everybody else, NFL, they don't want him around. Because how that old saying, once a crook, always a crook. But yes, that don't go for everybody though. But when you still doing the same thing on the same block, I mean, what do that tell you? Well, if you change, why are you at that block? Why are you still hanging around those people? See, you got to watch how he moves, and he's still doing the same thing. Snack was always there behind Balco. All right, Balco was the front. That was supposed to have been the so-called legit company. But now he is Belco gone and bankrupt and shut down by the federal government. So now, Snack is his baby now, and you're gonna find out. You might not find out now, because PEDs are now popping up everywhere. So you're gonna see that, and you're gonna see. Might not be this year. You might see it in the next year or two. How many of your favorite fighters went to Victor Conti? Whoever thought Shane Mosley? I like Shane Mosley when he was coming up fighting. Great fighter. Always ready to fight. But who thought he gonna sit there knee to knee with Victor Conti, who he showed him how to stick a needle in his stomach and stick the other half of the CC on the other side so he can work faster. Whoever thought Shane Mosley would do that? No, because people change, right? Oh, come on, people, come on. Some people change and some people don't. You see, so basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Come on, let's not fool ourselves, because he
Mm-hmm.
didn't change up. He didn't go into a different line of work. He's still doing the same work he been doing for all these years. All right. Now he might be a little more careful, you know. He might be a little careful where he put things and everything, but let's be, come on, we gotta be honest with ourselves, man. You know, yeah, I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing, but I'm just going by what the evidence or the how can I say it, your past, what it presents. Like I say, if you are a drug dealer and you went to jail and you come out and you say, "Man, I changed, man. Oh, I found God," or somebody like that, right? But you still on that same block where they selling those drugs at. So, did you really change, or you just a little more careful?
Mm.
See, that's how I look at it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
we got to use some basic common sense. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good point, Kate. Man, you hit
Yeah.
everything on the nail, bro. Because
Mhm.
one of the things that I said to it was a Crawford fan that was on here a couple weeks ago, and I asked him, and I put myself in it, and I'll do it again for the new audience watching live and live in color. KQ. R.
Mhm.
Kelly, he can sing his behind off. Very talented, gifted brother, right?
Mhm.
We know the cloud of suspicion that has been following him for the last 30 years.
Right.
Um, R. Kelly's in prison today.
Right.
If R. Kelly came out of prison tomorrow and he produced a $2 billion deal that he got with BMG or Sony, and he asked me to have my daughters record a song with him, and after he
Mhm.
said he found the Lord, he found God, I'm still not gonna let my daughters go with R. Kelly, bro.
Of course not. Of course not. Mhm.
Because of the cloud of suspicion and given his history alone.
Mhm.
His history alone is going to exclude him out the equation. And
Right.
so the question I keep asking people is, since Crawford is a great fighter, since Crawford never missed weight, Crawford don't smoke, Crawford don't drink. These are the words of his friends, by his friends. We never seen it. Um,
Right.
he's always been in tip-top shape. He doesn't get too exhausted in fights because he don't throw a lot of punches until he's countering. So we never really saw him have any issues with his power. In other words, is he has all the makings of a champion way before he went to Victor Conti. So my
Mhm.
question always becomes that nobody can answer, Crawford fans that is, why would he go over to Victor Conti even when he himself was aware and the people in his camp were aware that 3 years prior to him going over to Victor Conti in 2021, 3 years before that in 2018, Willie Monroe Jr., who was with the snack program, tested positive for a banned substance under VADA. This is three
Mhm.
years before Crawford went over there. So not just Conti's history alone didn't exclude him out of the equation for Crawford to go over there, but
Mhm.
not even the fact that another fellow boxer tested positive for a banned substance on the snack program, that did not deter Crawford from going over there either. So
Mhm.
that's what raised even more suspicion that people keep saying I started on YouTube, but like you said, KQ, all we doing is looking at the facts and just using common knowledge and common sense and then
Mhm.
having natural assumptions like Mr. Anthony did not want to acknowledge being on a block on 12th Street. This is just a natural
Right.
assumption that, hey, this guy was on 12th Street robbing people. He got caught for it. He went to jail for it. He came home. Instead of him working in construction, instead of him
Mhm.
getting a job at the bank across the street, instead of him washing the dishes at the local diner, he's back
Right.
hanging on 12th Street again. What else do we supposed to believe about this guy? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. It's just that your track record sometimes, you got to be careful. And like you said, with the R. Kelly, Kelly was loved here in Chicago. Started singing in the subways and everything, and the next thing he just like younger women. Remember the Aaliyah thing, and they got that annulled before she
Mm-hmm.
passed and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So and of course this was years later. That
Yep.
happened years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes leopards don't change their stripes. They might can hide them, but they don't change them. So you gotta be careful out there. Now, of course, does that go for everybody? No. Sometimes the proof is in the pudding, but sometimes you got to pretty much it's time. With time, then maybe you can notice a change. But like you said with Terence Crawford, you're a talented fighter. And this guy has a track record, whatever. Well, this is me personally. I would
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, look, I ain't going near this guy. I'm not going near this guy because I want my reputation tarnished, or I want people thinking this or that about me. So I'm gonna keep away from this guy. I don't need this guy. I'm naturally talented. I'm naturally this. I'm naturally that. So I don't need him. So why do you need him, Tant? Why are you over there, Snack? If you all this, I mean, if you got the greatest jab and you the best boxer, you the face of boxing. I mean, why do you need Snack then? What is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question I have. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
why is it necessary? I mean, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you stay in the gym. I mean,
Hey.
what do Snack offer that you're not doing? And that's my question. You know,
Mm-hmm.
A- a-
Mm-hmm.
a- and so I need to know. You know,
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe somebody can tell me. Maybe they offering something, or maybe they giving away prizes over there. I don't know. All I know is all I know is that this supposed to be the best boxer in the world. This supposed to be the two-time undisputed. Well, he is. Let's get his credit. He is. But why do you need Victor Conti? Why do you need Snack? Why you need them vitamins? Or whatever. You know. That's all I want to know. Cause
Mm-hmm.
trust me, he has money and he can buy whatever he needs on his own. That's all I was saying. So,
Very
yep,
good point. Let me get
yep.
these. A good point, KQ. And that's all I've been saying.
Mhm.
And I've become the bad guy on YouTube for saying the same thing that you said, KQ. Let me
Right.
get these three super checks. And I got a guy named Snack Attack. I think he looks familiar. I think he was on my panel before. Snack
Okay,
Attack.
I ain't gonna hold you, Marty. I
Okay.
just want to
Yeah,
holler
I've
at
been
you,
on here
brothers,
before.
man. It's
Hey.
good. It's good to seeing you, man. It's good to be on the panel for the first time. And I'm gonna continue on listening. All right.
Oh man, salute to you, KQ. Thanks for stopping by, man. Anytime you want, brother.
No problem. I'm gonna jump back in the chat. All
You
right.
got it, my man. That was my guy KQKC, man. I'm gonna go jump on his platform and show him support and love as always. Many Face Publishing says undetectable steroids in the past. Victor Conte. Thank you for your contribution and your support. Many Face Publishing, you're absolutely correct. You used the word undetectable, and that is the key that unlocks this whole level of suspicion because there are undetectable steroids that are out here and undetectable performance enhancement drugs. Those are the words of Victor Conti himself. My guy, Supreme L is here. Salute to my guy, Supreme L. Supreme L, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Supreme L says, greetings, my brother. Please ask him about Bud and the busted glove geek. And oh yeah, Marty, roll the tape. Absolutely, Supreme L. And that comment was for the guy Anthony who was up here before KC jumped on. Then we have a contribution from Lee Ho Shing. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Lee Ho Shing. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Lee. Support to the channel and support to you for supporting the channel. Thank you, Lee. Lee says, love the show, Marty. The truth will come out. I definitely agree with you, Lee. The truth definitely will come out, and the show love you back. Thank you for your viewership and your support. Many Face Publishing back again. I gotta send Many Face Publishing a gift. I don't smoke, but I'll send him some cigars uh, to show that we appreciate your support again and again. Many Face Publishing helping the content grow with your support and contribution. Many Face says it's like he once sold cigarettes, but now he sells cigarettes with no nicotine in the same shop. People will be suspicious, right or wrong? That is a good question. People will be suspicious. If you were selling cigarettes, but now you're selling cigarettes with no nicotine in the same store, of course, it's a natural inclination that people will have to be suspicious that you actually still selling the same cigarettes you were selling before you got caught. So you were absolutely right. Many Face Publishing. Gerald Sims, again, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Gerald says, I'm going to stick with Conti. Could not have Spence going 3-0 against the snack program. Let me say that again. I thought that was very interesting that Gerald said that. I'm going to stick with Conti. Could not have Spence going 3-0 against the snack program. I see why he couldn't knock out Garcia. The snack program works. Absolutely, Gerald. Even Gerald knows that. We got, hold on, Snack Attack Lino. Snack Attack Lino, you've been on this panel before. I make way too much sense when I talk to some people, and some other people, they just call me delusional and a clown for saying the very obvious things that we all see around us. We got my guy,
Hey,
Mr. AMG. Haven't seen him in a while. Matter of fact, he was here a couple times before with a contribution, and he's back again with the super chat. Thank you, Mr. AMG. Salute to you. One of my day one supporters says, salute, Manager Marty. Absolutely. Um, Snack Attack Lino, we was about to talk about the weight situation between Spence and Crawford, but the guy Anthony comes out and he start bringing up the snack program. So now it opened up Pandora's box, and now we're here. Snack Attack Lino, why people don't listen to what I'm saying, bro? What's happening here, bro? What's your take on this thing?
man, it's this the crazy thing. Like, it, I don't understand what's not so obvious. Bud. Like people. Okay, I understand Bud. He can punch, but Bud knew he didn't have enough power to back Spence up naturally. He knew that. He knew. People look at Bud record and say, all right, he got 30 knockouts, but those knockouts or stoppages are against lesser opponents, and he fights. He picks his fights based on people having bad, like traumatic events in their life. Like Kell Brook was on cocaine when he fought him. Sean Porter, he pretty much was ready to retire. A weight drain, Spence. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody else was like lower level competition. So, that's how he get his stoppages. He really don't have like this Hercules power that everybody trying to say he have. And he knew he had to go to snack to get ready for Spence because without him cheating, that fight would have been the high it looked for him. It would have looked like that for Earl. It would have looked like that for Earl because Bud would have been hitting him with them little punches, them wide looping punches, and Earl can walk straight through that. Earl would have walked straight through that. Earl keep his hands up. He'd have been keeping his hands up, jabbing his eyeball loose, and he'd start tenderizing them ribs, and it would have been over with. And so he knew he had to go to snack. He had no chance if he didn't do that. And I I just don't understand what people not seeing. Like, I get it, but he played it smart. I give him this. He didn't go to snack right before he fought Spence, so people wouldn't say he went to snack for Spence. He did it like a couple years prior. But if you got common sense, you know why he doing it. You know what I mean? You know why he doing it. He ain't going to snack to fight no retired Sean Porter finna retire or David Avenesian. You know what I mean? Then it's like look at the David Avenesian fight. I never seen Crawford with that much muscle in my life. Like he walked in that ring, I was looking like Who is that? Who is that? Like if you just whenever you get done, Manager Marty, just put a picture of Crawford in the David Avenesian fight, and then a picture of Crawford in the Sean Porter fight, which was 1 year before. Two completely different body types. I'm in school for kinesiology and exercise science. One thing is, as you get older, it's harder to put on muscle, especially if you're doing an aerobic sport like boxing. It's hard to put on muscle. It's very hard. And so, Crawford is 35 years old. This man is 35 years old, and he out here looking like Hercules. And that's crazy. And you doing an aerobic sport, it's hard to put on muscle when you participating in such a heavy aerobic sport like boxing. It's hard if you're not naturally muscular. It's very hard to naturally do it. Keyword naturally. It's very hard to do this. It's nearly impossible, especially at 35 years old. You know what I mean? And if people want to say, oh, people like to say Bud can crack. He can punch, but not like how people thinking. What's his name? Uriekos Gamboa is a smaller fighter, and he was a zombie. He was standing in front of Bud, Wop had his hands down, ready to be knocked out. Bud couldn't get him out of there. I think for like 2 rounds he was like that. 2 rounds he was like he made it to the bill to go to the next round. Bud couldn't get him out of there. Ain't no way if he got this Hercules power, y'all saying he wouldn't have got him up out of there, and he the smaller fighter. And he's standing in front of him dizzy like that with his hands down. And while he dizzy like that, he still was able to buzz Crawford. But all of a sudden he take a punch from Spence, and Spence say, "Oh, that's it." I mean, and Crawford say, "Oh, that's it." When Stephen A. interviewed him, man, please.
Snack attack. I have a question for you since you said you're in school for it. Can you repronounce it again? Because I want to question. I have a question for you because you're in school for it and you're learning. What's the major again? What's the name of that subject?
And exercise science.
Kinesiology and exercise science.
Yep,
So I have a question for you because you may have the knowledge since you're in school for it. Tim
right.
Montgomery on the Netflix documentary. Tim Montgomery said that he hated people calling him Tiny Tim. I think that's what they was calling him because he was small.
Right.
We saw the transformation from him being Tiny Tim, linking up with Victor Conti, and then getting muscle and getting bigger. We saw the transformation from Barry Bonds before he went over to San Francisco. He goes over to San Francisco. He goes over to meet with Conti. We've seen his body develop, and he gets bigger.
Right.
Terence Crawford went over the snack program 2 years prior when he before he fought Spence. You said you've seen his body get muscular, but on the night of the fight, 2 years after he got with the snack program, he looked bigger than Errol Spence, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Very way clear. It was clear.
Would you say that that's the form of the workout program that snack produces, where you have to go over to him 2 years before fighting Spence, instead of like you just said, he didn't get with Snack and just run straight to Spence right after that. You need more time to get your body acclimated to those supplements or the regimen based on what you know in school.
Really, he did that. I mean, I'm sure he could have put on the muscle beforehand, but he didn't want to. He didn't want. Okay, so he didn't want to raise the suspicion because if he go to, let's say him and Earl get in a negotiation, and then all of a sudden Victor Conte is in his camp, then at that point it's obvious. So I don't think it's he needed his body to get acclimated to it. I would say that was more so just about him trying to not get the suspicion, and he want to get the full credit for when he beat Earl Spence. Um, because I think it was more about the timing thing with that, and it also could be just him learning how to cycle. I think it was that too. I think it was him learning how to cycle. and I think it was
And
that. I think it was
when you
those two
say
things. Him learning how to cycle it.
when you
Okay.
say cycle, I want the audience to understand. When you say cycle, you're not talking about riding a bike like Lance Armstrong was a cyclist riding a bike. When 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 you say cycle, you're referring to what more
getting
specifically?
getting the drugs out of his system by a certain period of, and through a certain period of time.
Hmm.
And
So
so that's it's I mean, I don't see what it's obvious. Like, dude, now like what people not seeing, like the dude, man, he know he couldn't hit hard enough and he couldn't take Earl Spence punch. He knew that. He seen Earl breaking people ribs, taking eyeballs. He seen dude. Man, Earl be having dudes in the middle of the ring immobilized and just shelling up. They scared to punch. They can't move. He be in there breaking people down, man. Crawford was too little to deal with him. And he knew that. He had to go to Snack. And if I was
mm,
Earl, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. Y'all would have just had to call me a duck. If I was Earl, if you don't get Victor Conti out your camp, and if we not fighting in Dallas, this fight is not happening. You ain't even cracked 200,000 pay-per-view buys. If this fight is not happening in Dallas, if you don't get away from Victor Conti, this fight not happening. Y'all gotta call me a duck, straight up. I respect him for still fighting him, but man, ain't no way you should have had that man make that fight be in the neutral site, and you still fight him knowing he over there with Snack, and you know Victor Conti is a cheater. Earl shouldn't have did that, and I don't think he even at 154. I don't think he should take this fight because he's still over there with Snack, and it's probably more in store. Victor probably ain't even gave Crawford the real deal yet. As he move up in weight, people keep talking about if he go up to 168, Canelo gonna knock him out. Shoot, if he go up to 168, Victor Conti gonna give him that magic man. Man, he gonna go up there and put Canelo to sleep. It wouldn't shock me.
damn.
He gonna go up there and
Uh,
put. Now we know if he naturally move up to 168 and try to fight Canelo will put him to sleep. But he was snack. He was snack, man. I'm telling you.
Snack program
Don't
work.
nobody need to fight. Yeah, and this what people gotta realize. All these big money fighters, Charlo, Spence and Canelo, they don't need Crawford. I would be like, man, look, if you don't, you hard to deal with in business anyway. Nobody want to deal with you. So if you don't get away from Conti, somehow I don't know how we'll be able to prove you not dealing with him, but somehow we'll have to work that out, or we not fighting, man. I'm not fighting nobody that's over there with a cheater, and it's evident that you doing this, that you participating in it, dude. Your body is transforming at an advanced age. Your body is literally transforming at 35, 36 years old, man. Come on. Come on, man. These dudes got to be more realistic. You not finna beat this man and he over there on that straight drop. You not finna beat him. And he
So
already a good fighter. It's not like Victor Conti is giving this to a Joe Blow. He giving this to somebody who already got great reflexes. He got pretty fast hands. He got some decent power. He got good IQ, good footwork, man. And then you juice him up. You're not finna beat him. You're not
mm.
finna beat that man. You're
well,
not.
well, Victor Conti said in the Netflix documentary that if you take any of the illegal substances that he was providing and distributing before, this is what he said. He said, even if you have skills and you take what I was giving them, it's going to enhance your abilities by 10%. Those were the words of Victor Conti said it in the Netflix documentary. So if you already have skills, power, agility, stamina, and he give you anything illegal, Man, you just gonna be unstoppable.
Exactly. And that's what's going on with Crawford. Like the dude already can fight. I'm not saying he can't fight without it, but he can't beat Spence without that. But if you give him some of that straight drop, I mean, hey, I don't know, man. This because Spence already at a disadvantage as far as the speed. So and now he already hitting just as hard as you now because he on that juice. So now he hitting hard as you. His punch resistance is like yours, and when it ain't supposed to be, or probably even better since he on the juice. Man, Spence fighting a uphill battle, and I hate it for him because Spence was supposed to retire undefeated. Ain't nobody at 147 could mess with Spence. Uh, Nobody in that weight division could back him up. Now I will say, let me take that back. Jerron Ennis, I think he could back Spence up, and that's the only person I think that could beat Spence in the 147-pound division. But other than that, he was supposed to retire undefeated in that division, and it's gonna go down in history that Crawford beat him, even though he cheated, and it's just messed up. But like I said, like I keep telling people, even with Crawford juiced up like that, he couldn't knock Spence out. That should tell that should tell you something. So imagine if he wasn't juiced up. Spence would have been walking through them punches and breaking Crawford down, and he know that. Spence never even let his back hit the canvas. Every time he fall, he brace himself with his hands. He only was falling because he was weight drained or something else. But that's the only reason he was falling. Crawford
Well,
really,
I I'm listening. Crawford really.
yeah, Crawford he ain't got that thunder like that with them hands like Spence. He can punch. I'm not gonna say he can't punch, but he couldn't. Spence too sturdy for him.
We have the
But
boxing outlet here.
You
Um,
did.
the boxing outlet. You making me hungry, bro. I don't want to interrupt your dinner, but I can tell that if you didn't buy those wings, you probably had them in the air fryer. And if you didn't have them in the air fryer, I'm sure you brought your own air fryer to my channel, because you're going to air fry right now. I know
Yeah.
you are. Let me ask you a question first, because KQKC was just up here, and he said he spoke to Bill Haney a few years back, and Bill Haney told him the reason why they went over there to Victor Conti is to enhance Devin's performance, and obviously we see Devin Haney's performance has been
Mhm.
enhanced since he's been with the snack program. However, you also met Bill Haney. You talked to Bill Haney. In your opinion, can you agree that KQKC talk to Bill Haney, and that sounds like something that Bill Haney would say?
It sounds like something he'd say, but um, yeah, I mean that's all he could. Cause everybody know that Devin Haney got endurance, bro. Everybody know that, and Devin Haney be in the best shape. They got him in there like a lab rat. They got him in bubbles. They got him with stuff to his face. What type of mask you would call that? It sounds a little like a when you be in an airplane and they just got it stuck to your oxygen mask and all kind of stuff. So yeah, what they didn't do is they should have went over there for some power. That's what they should have went. Just said, just give me the power, the power aid, the
he ain't
scuba.
got enough red twitch fiber muscles. That's all that is. He ain't got enough of that.
Yeah,
What is it called? Wait, hold up. What is it called, Snack? You're educating the public. What was that again
Uh,
that you said?
red fiber muscles. That's basically like the fast twitch muscles. So people like Usain Bolt, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson. That's real explosive and they real sudden, and you know what I mean. People like that, they got a lot of red fiber muscles. The white fiber muscles are for endurance and slow twitch. So Devin Haney, his power really can't upgrade that much because he don't have enough of that of explosive muscle fibers.
But ain't that what the roids do? Just make you stronger.
It make you stronger, but your genetics play a part in it as well. See, like Crawford, he already was pretty explosive, and he already was. You know, you could see the twitch in him. Like he had some suddenness to him. Haney Haney not really. He never been explosive like that. He's sharp with his punches and he accurate, but he not thunderous. You know, Crawford got like you could see he got a little bit of twitch in him. He got more suddenness to him. So he got more of a ceiling genetically than Devin Haney far as gaining power. Devin Haney's ceiling is low far as gaining power. Now you know we all know he got a lot of endurance. He got a lot of white muscle fibers.
Mm.
That's good for endurance.
Because he most definitely
So
he could go. He most definitely could
yeah.
go. He ain't got no power. And like I be telling people, like this is what Floyd said. Floyd told the man that, you know, your man strength go come, and we've been waiting for it to come for UPS to drop it off. It ain't got here yet. UPS got here yet. Where's it at? They forgot to deliver that straight up.
Yeah, Devin Haney, I like watching him fight. People don't like watching him fight. I like watching him fight. He ain't gonna get the knockout, but he a dog though. You know what I mean? Devin Haney ain't no punk. I could say that. He gonna stand in there and fight.
Yeah, I think, like they say, it's different type of roids. Some to make you stronger, some give you endurance and recovery and all that. I think he got the recovery and endurance. It he's just not scared to fight. You know what I'm saying? He got confidence and all that. But is he the best
Right.
fighter? No, I don't think so. It just, you know,
Nah.
his genetic makeup is genetically he's just just by the gift of God, he's just better than Lomachenko. I don't think Lomachenko won. I think Lomachenko won at 10th and 11th round. Cambosis. He fighting shorter fighters. See, Devin Hayden got to fight somebody his size, man. See, that's what that matchmaking for. You know what I'm saying? To give it an
Of course.
advantage. Strongest, you got the most endurance and you got the longest reach and you taller. So it's not he not fighting nobody where they on even playing field. Give me
He
somebody that's,
not.
you know what I mean? Or they
Yeah.
got power. He got more reach, got more endurance. Give me somebody that got some endurance and some power. And like Tank, it's like the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? He's shorter.
Yeah.
He got shorter arms. Devin Haney got the reach advantage, but Tank got the power advantage. You see what I'm saying? He got
Yeah.
advantage power. He got advantage in reach and all this extra stuff. I want to see something like that. Don't just come in a game where you just got all the advantages over the other fighter. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody knows
Yeah. Tank would put him to sleep.
he
Um
got
I think Tank will be how that fighter go. I think we getting a little bit off topic. My bad, Manager Marty, but I think I think Tank would be losing rounds and then he'll just put Haney to sleep. I think he'll purposely be losing rounds, just trying to figure out where he can hit him in between punches, and then he'll just put him to sleep.
So
That's,
so so to bring good point, Snack. You know, we have FT Grief Pharaoh here, and I want to give him an opportunity to express himself. Before I do, Boxing Outlet, you've seen people criticize me time and time again. I think they may criticize you as well, but you know, I am public enemy number one on YouTube. I make a lot of sense when I talk about this whole Crawford and Victor Conti. You saw you saw the Netflix documentary. I saw it. Most of us saw it. Why do, in your opinion, why do certain Terence Crawford fans, they hear what we're saying? I know you are very adamant about your point, but I've never said anything illegal. But I'm just saying, even in general, why is it that people act like what we're saying is just totally out of the ordinary, or what I'm saying is like I'm just pulling, you know, just rabbits out of hats? Like I don't make sense. Like, what's your take on that, bro? Crawford's with Conti and the snack program work. Everybody know that those two facts exist. You know,
uh, I don't know. Hey, man, like I say, hey, Terence Crawford fans, they didn't graduate kindergarten. They did not walk across that stage. They mailed them their little kindergarten diploma. Straight. They can't comprehend. You ask one question, a yes or no question. They can't give you. They write 37 words replying to what you saying. Ain't talking about nothing. You talking about their comprehension skill and level is completely out of whack. I think he got some type of broke coat following because they are the brokest fans of all times with the most mouth. You know what I'm saying? They say put your money where your mouth is. They got more mouth than they got money. They don't support the man, but they will get on here and ridicule and just try to assassinate your character when you bringing out facts, bro. That's just what they're gonna do. I don't know. I think they doing voodoo on these people's brains, bro. Like for real. Like I show these cats like this. I say, I got 3 different fights, maybe 4, but 3 different fights where when they get in the corner, they squeeze in his gloves in the knuckle area, just like this. They squeeze and they pushing pressure down on him. Now, some people say, and they got one hand squeezing the glove and the other hand with a towel doing some other stuff. And this is in every fight. I ain't gonna say every fight, but after Bomac stopped being in the ring, because Bomac used to be in the ring. Now Bomac sit on the side, coming between the ropes, and there's another guy getting in the ring, and they squeezing his gloves with one hand, and they got a towel with the other hand doing some other stuff. And I think they readjusting that padding over them knuckles to make it look like the knuckles ain't flat. You know what I'm saying? Like the pad ain't flat. But I never seen no other fighter do that. Then with the David Avanesian fight, the first pair of gloves, they took the gloves and after everything was over with, they made him use a second pair of gloves. One glove, they cut it in half and it had no horsehair in it. And then the other glove had the horsehair in it. You dig what I'm saying? So he got a track record of cheating. Then he throwing elbows in with Spence.
Oh,
Throwing
my
straight.
man just throwing anything over here.
The man is ludicrous. You see what I'm saying? He think he throwing them bows. You dig what I'm saying? He throwing bows in the neck and all kind of stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Then the gloves he got on is used. The gloves don't even look new. You see what I'm saying? And it's kind of like how much stuff can this dude get away with that they keep letting him get away with? You see what I'm saying? Straight up. And then his fans and his followers is like, okay, Tyson Fury could cheat with his gloves. You know what I'm saying? Marcus McDonald could cheat with his gloves, but Terence Crawford can't do no wrong. It's like he's boxing Jesus or something. You see what I'm saying? If they defended Jesus like they defended Terence Crawford, Jesus would still be alive. You see what I'm saying? They defend that man. They'll jump in front of the speeding bullet for Terence Crawford. He can't do no wrong. Why he just can't be better? Why he just can't be on snack taking the Scooby snacks? It's everything except what he could be doing. Why he can't be doing this? Why he can't be? But why he couldn't be doing this then? He got a cult following, bro. He got fanatics, broke fans, bro. Broke fans with a lot of mouth and no proof of anything. So they can't discredit you or say nothing. You'll come with facts. You got with snack. Now you bigger, your back bigger, your head bigger. I'm putting pictures of him with steroid bumps all on the side of his head and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling them like this: the Victor Conte is the funder of Bada. So how is you the guy to give him the supplements? Then you the funder of the company that take the blood samples and do the testing for the steroids. But then you go out in public and then you say that even the strenuous testing of Bada could be passed. People could pass it. Come on, man. If that's not a conflict of interest, so you telling people in the door that these tests could be passed. And then even with Alicia Baumgartner, when she kept requesting snack to Eddie Hearns, let's take the snack testing. You dig what I'm saying? He did another test and she popped dirty. Then here comes Victor Conte. Man, you going to took that other test and this and that. So Victor letting them know is if these your fighters and they would snack, they need to take the VADA test so they could pass, man. You see what I'm saying? It's all messed up, bro. But it's all in front of our eyes. It's like I was saying earlier today, it's kind of like in school we was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. How can you discover something when people was already there? You got to take that back overseas and teach them from wherever he's from and say, this is the land he discovered. We ain't know it was people out in that land. You can't tell us to us. We already here. How you gonna tell us somebody discovered us? Nigga, we was here. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like whatever they say, you have to listen to. Oh, Terence Crawford just the greatest. He did this. He just tore Errol Spence apart. And we looking like, that wasn't Errol Spence. Spence looked like he was drugged backstage. They not talking about that. It's on camera. This ain't nothing we making up. All this stuff is on camera. You see what I'm saying? And they just disregard everything. They disregard that man's gloves, disregard how big his back was, disregard the Ferrari jab he had. He had a jab that was like a nuclear missile every time it hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, how is he hitting him that hard with a jab? He hit the man in the neck and knocked him down, bro. He ain't even hit him in the face or the head. He hit him in the neck, in the shoulder bone right here and knocked him down. Like, what type of snack power you got that you give it neck shots and knock down, bro? And this on camera. I can't make this up. This ain't nothing I'm making up. The first knockdown, and then when he get up and stand up, his legs so weak. And then they say, "Oh, is he drugged? Is Errol Spence drugged, or is Terence Crawford on steroids, or is Terence Crawford gloves loaded?" I say it's all three of them. It's something with him being on roids. That's my opinion. It's something with them gloves. Because why do you come to the corner to squeeze gloves? And the rub and the spit shine Mr. Miyagi on and wax on gloves, bro. I never seen that ever in my life. And then this dude come in like he just took another Quaalude. They love me in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. This man look like he off a perk 30, a line of a diesel of heroin, and shot up some diesel. I mean, come on, man. And they say forget all that. He just the greater fighter. He the better fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all delusional. They delusional, brothers. Just to sum it up, they delusional.
Okay, you got it. We have a Terence Crawford fan here. His name is J Rock. J Rock, I was actually thinking about J Rock earlier today because I haven't seen him in a while. Good to have him. Before I ask you a question, J Rock, let me get Pharaoh. Before I get you to talk, because I know you've been waiting so patiently. This is your first time on a panel. Let me get the super chat that you all see on the screen from my guy, Cooking with Frank. Thank you, Frank, for your contribution and your support to the channel. As always, man, always a pleasure to see my man, Frank. Hey, Frank, this is a very, very controversial super chat, but you my guy, so I got to read it. Cooking with Frank says, if you walk into a house where a gay man lives and you come out walking funny, we didn't see what you did, but we know what's happening. Salute, man.
Hey,
man.
he hit it right
Dang.
on the head. He hit it right on the head, man.
Hey, Pharaoh, you've been hearing everything been going on this panel. I had a guy named Anthony. He was here earlier. He really didn't want to answer some yes or no questions I had for him about Crawford. I have another Crawford fan here. His name is J Rock. He always answers my questions and he keep it real. But Pharaoh, what's your take on all this stuff? We were supposed to be talking about the weight as far as like 147, 154 the rematch, and then the guy Anthony comes on in the beginning of the segment and he opened the snack program up. I wasn't even planning on talking about it, but we're here now for the last 2 hours. Pharaoh, what's your take on all this stuff, man?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say peace and blessings, man, Jamadi, Snack Attack, and my man, Outlet. I listen to you every morning, my brother.
I
Well,
appreciate you.
like after I park my bus, when I finish my route, I love the way you brothers cook. Look, my brothers, at the end of the day, I'm a realist. The way Bud Nugget did EJ in that fight, unreal. That's not realistic. Never in the history of Crawford fights have you seen him dismantle somebody in such a severe way. Nobody. and I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm real passionate about this boxing thing. I actually used to lace them up when I was a teenager, but that's another life, the whole lifetime ago. But I'm not I'm not gonna say that Bud is on anything, but I'm also not going to sit here and allow the boxing society to play with my intelligence. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And one more thing before I go, my brothers, I just got two questions. Where was Bud Nugget before the accident, when EJ was in shape and 100% intact and healthy? And why won't he see that man at 154 and give him his get back? He rolled out the red carpet for you. Nobody was thinking about Bud Nugget until EJ made him a star by sacrificing his career. Peace, my brothers. That's all I wanted to say. I ain't even gonna hold y'all up.
Oh
Peace,
man,
peace,
you
peace.
said a mouthful, and we appreciate it, man. Hey man, you kept it all the way 100, Pharaoh. Hey, you leave with no refuting what you said, brother. That was all real in a short period of time. Much respect and salute to you, brother.
You did.
You know you can come back anytime you want, Pharaoh. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for having me. And I always stand 10 toes down and it's still man down on this side.
You got it.
You did.
Salute, my
Peace,
brother.
brothers.
Yeah,
Peace
peace,
and
Yo,
man.
blessings to you. All right, J Rock, enough with the Valentine Day cards. You know how I am. No hugs and handshakes. I got a question for you. First of all, I'm glad to see you, bro. I was thinking about you earlier on some real stuff, man to man stuff. I was actually thinking about you earlier, bro. But I got to bring entertainment to this thing, J Rock. I had a quick question for you. Terence Crawford said a tweet, and he basically said, now all of a sudden I'm juicing. You can test me all year round. You won't find anything illegal in my body. And he said that right after we all seen the Netflix documentary where the guy he's rolling with, Victor Conti, he has all of the skill sets, the substances, and all the resources to make sure that nobody will find anything illegal in any of his people's system. What's your take on Terence Crawford? Never denied that he was not juicing. He never said he was not juicing. He did not say he was a clean athlete. You're a Crawford fan. We seen Marion Jones say she's a clean athlete. She was lying. Barry Bonds said he was a clean athlete. He was lying. But we didn't even hear Crawford say he was a clean athlete. What's your take on that part, J Rock, as a Crawford fan?
Before I answer your question, man, what's going on, man? I
I'm
appreciate
good,
the
bro.
love to you. Appreciate the
Of
love,
course.
bro. But
Yeah.
listen, before I answer your question, but let me say this. I ain't never seen so many delusional people in one space before, bro. I'm gonna say that, man. My man right here, the boxing outlet guy, he said you look like you got the coat, man. You got a coat following a delusional people just throwing things in the air. My man right here, what he
No,
say? Crawford through elbows, you know what I'm
he
saying?
did. We got pic- we
I
got
mean,
the pic-
you know what I'm saying? Everything. Spence
we,
was weight drained. His gloves was busted in David Avenue and jump.
yeah,
I
most
mean,
definitely.
but this is the thing. This what we ain't taking to in account, man.
What?
He just a better boxer, fam. You know what I'm saying? What I want to tell you is Spence, bro. If I can see how slow he is in his pattern, he fight the same. I'm gonna tell you what he gonna do. If a dude like me, I'm not a professional boxer, man. I'm gonna tell you what Spence gonna do. He gonna throw two jabs and that slow ass, looping ass left he throw. You know what I'm saying? If I can see that, what you think a professional boxer can see? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what he do. But to answer your question, man, I feel like Bud, he ain't gotta explain himself, man.
Yeah, he
He's
don't.
known as a clean athlete, bro.
He not. No, he not. No, he not.
He's a clean athlete. He's in the gym, stay in the gym. And another thing y'all keep saying is, oh, he came in as a bigger man and and blah 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 like that. You know what I'm saying? But we comparing a guy who takes his craft seriously to a guy who walk around, you know what I'm saying, and get drunk and eat tacos and eat butter cookies. You know what I'm saying? Things like that all year round. And don't take his craft seriously, man. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
at the end of the day, What we talking about here?
All right.
I don't get it. I mean, you got a whole following of delusional people that just throwing things up, and we gonna play. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see which excuse stick. Errol Spence ain't even making no excuses himself, bro. And let me ask y'all this question. Besides you, Manager Marty, I haven't heard any of Spence fans. Everybody knew Bud was dealing with Snack before the fight, correct? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Besides you, I heard you say something. You voiced your concerns about it before the fight. But besides you, sir, I ain't hear none of that. All I heard was how Spence was gonna walk him down. He too big for him. You know what I'm saying? That's all I heard. But now here we go. We just throwing excuses up in the air. You know what I'm saying? But I told you before, none of that matters, sir. If the fighter himself ain't questioned Bud Crawford. You see what I'm saying? He ain't questioned none of this. He competed. He lost. He ain't make no excuse. I'm trying to figure out why y'all doing all this crying and whining. You see what I'm saying? Oh,
now,
get it, man.
Now check this out. Before the fight, a year before the fight, Errol Spence called him a cheater. That's a Champ Side video with Champ Side bringing it out. That's a year before the fight because he got with Victor Conte. He know that Victor Conte make undetectable steroids. Now, too, far as the elbows, if you come to the boxing outlet, I put people like you to shame every day because we got the pictures, we got the receipts. What you say, Manager Marty? Roll the tape. We got the tape over there. We got the tape over there. We got the pictures of the elbows in a Spence fight. We got them. We got the picture of them bogus gloves that he got on the ring before the fight. Them are used gloves. We got that tape. We got where Victor Conte say that he give undetectable steroids to these athletes. So I want to ask you a question, J Rock. If Victor Conte gave Terence Bud Crawford undetectable steroids, would he test positive for it? Yes or no?
But this is the thing.
No. I'm just asking.
But I'm not about to answer the question yes or no. You know what I'm saying? That's you can't get me like that, huh? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Because you dealing with
crazy.
I'm with this stuff right here.
That's crazy.
I deal with
we can sit up and speculate all we want, man.
Speculate. I'm asking you a question. If Victor Conte, this is what Victor Conte said, that he give athletes undetectable steroids. And furthermore, he said that you give him somebody in the top 10, he gonna make them number one. So everybody that Victor Conte gave steroids to, they was always in the gym, bro. They always gym rats. But this the question right here. It just
he lost, fam. Let it go, man. He lost. Look, he lost, bro.
This the thing, right?
Hey, this is the thing though. I ain't gonna cut you off. Go ahead. Do your thing.
If gave him undetectable steroids, would he test positive?
And let me answer this by saying this, bro.
It's only yes or no, bro. It ain't.
I'm gonna give you that. Go ahead. I want you to move on. Go and make your point. You ain't making it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Just answer the question.
I just said, nah, he wouldn't have tested positive for. Go ahead.
Exactly. So how you know he not on it? If Victor
that didn't come out my mouth, sir. Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to that didn't come out my mouth.
Okay, now check this out.
We don't know if he's on it or not.
Okay.
I said he's known to be a clean athlete, correct?
No, he's not.
Okay, let me get it out. Okay, but has he had any suspicion of him being on anything?
Yes.
Prior to him going with Snap?
Yeah, most definitely. If you haven't noticed that Terence Crawford, he carry fighters. And then it'd be a certain round, he just get them out. Oh, I'm down. Go in there, boom, hit him.
My man, you just throwing shit up in the air, dog. You just throwing, you just throwing, you know what I'm saying? You just throwing things up, bro. But this is the thing, though, man. I'm not saying that. You missing what I'm saying to you, bro. I'm not saying we don't know, fam. We don't know. We don't know if he on steroids or not.
But
what I'm saying to you is this. Hold on, don't cut me off. I'm gonna let you talk. But what we saying is this. We don't know until we know for sure. He just gave out ass whooping, and that's all we know. You see what I'm saying? And that's it, and we can move along like that.
But J Rock, I have to say something, J Rock.
Huh?
I have to say something real quick because you said we don't know. The issue is when it comes to Crawford fans, J Rock. When it comes to Crawford fans and Manager Marty, they don't come out and say what you said, J Rock, and I respect you for saying we don't know. You came out and said we don't know. What I hear from Crawford fans is not what you're saying. We don't know. You know what I'm hearing? We don't care. As long as he beats Spence, we don't care if he's on it or not. Because every Crawford fan has agreed with manager Marty that the snack program works, and they also agree that, look at your screen, J-Rock, that the snack program provides these two words at the end: enhanced performance. So they agree that it works, and they agree that it enhanced performance. But like the guy Anthony earlier, he did not want to agree that the enhancement worked in the Spence fight. See, you can't have it both ways. You can't say the snack program worked and then say, well, it just automatically didn't work when he fought Spence. It worked when he fought Porter. It worked when he fought David Amnesia. But it didn't work when he fought Spence. No, it worked in all three fights, and we got to give credit where it's due. It works. And because it works, we have to conclude we don't know if he can beat Spence without it or not. But he had it, it worked, and he won in dominating fashion. And Bo Mac been on record. Bo Mac been on record. Way before Terence Crawford went to the snack program, Bo Mac kept saying, oh man, Spence a good fighter. You know, I gotta give him credit. He's a great fighter now. I don't think he can beat Bud, but he's a great fighter. But as soon as Crawford went to the snack program, Bo Mac kept using the words dominate. He going to dominate. You heard this, J-Rock. Dominate. How all of a sudden now it comes from being a great fighter that Spence is, then to, oh man, he's still drinking and all that. Then now they get with the snack program. Now Bo Mac saying we're going to dominate Spence. Can't nobody tell me that nobody, even Crawford fans, we got to keep it 100. Nobody can tell me that they expected Crawford to look that damn good in that fight. Let's be honest. Now, you might have believed that he would beat Spence. You might even believe that he was going to TKO Spence. But nobody believed that Crawford was going to knock him down multiple times, even with a jab, and dominate him the entire duration of the fight without Errol Spence having an opportunity to make it competitive. Nobody can convince me that they believe that, bro. You agree with that part at least, right, J-Rock?
So yeah, I done said that. Ain't nobody expect them to get whooped like that. I said that. You know what I'm saying? I can admit that. But you know, like I told you, the dude, he's just not on his level, man. There's levels to this. You see what I'm saying? You could clearly see he's just not on his level, bro. I just told you what Spence. I just told you what Spence was going, how he was going to come in the fight.
You did.
I just told you he gonna throw that slow ass level, that Lumen Jones. That's it. That's all he got.
Then,
you know what I'm saying?
So then we agree. So then J-Rock, you agree with manager Marty then.
What's that?
You agree?
What?
Shit. Crawford didn't need the snack program. What'd he go over there for?
Listen, man.
It's all about what he went over there for.
It's all about getting better. You don't look at Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? He, like I told you, he don't take his craft seriously. So that played a part in him getting beat up like that too.
So
bro.
that means
he don't take his.
Listen, man. If all the guy had was an overhand weak left hook and he ain't take his craft seriously, he ain't need no snack program to beat him.
He got 3 belts, bro. This is what I'm saying. They discredit Errol Spence altogether. The man is a 3-time champion.
You want that juice? You know what I'm saying?
For him to break out and him to hit somebody and they say we don't feel it, that goes along with Victor Conte talking about that it build up your punch resistance. Not only do we believe that Crawford was on that Scooby snack, I believe that Errol Spence was drugged. This is just my belief.
Like, there you go, man. You just, like I said, you just lobbing them Jones, man.
Now,
anything that stick, huh?
No,
I got you, man. I got you. But this is what I'm saying, though. So let's get to your topic right quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't even get to that. I've been listening to you.
Hey, J-Rock. They brought the snack program. They brought the snack program up to me, brother.
Yeah,
I didn't speak on it, bro.
But let's get to that.
Before we get to it, we got a guy from Omaha. Excuse me. Let me reframe that. He is from the state of Nebraska. He corrected me before. He is from the state of Nebraska. He is a supporter of this channel. He is like family to me. Blacksmith Bruce, he keeps it all the way 100. I've never heard his perspective on the whole snack business. This is the first time I've seen him, probably since the fight. Blacksmith Bruce, we glad to have you. You hear what everybody's talking about. What's your take on all this, bro?
What's going on, man, Jamal? I appreciate you having me on your show, man. All all those tuning in, be sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Because again, some things I don't know how else to say, but to keep them real. Let me say what the Crawford fan probably wants to hear. Crawford did his homework on Spence. He did his homework. What, 5 years? He studied Spence. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Even as a boxer, as an amateur, we can't study our opponents because we have to fight whoever they put in front of us. I was only an amateur fighter, but he did his homework. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We don't take that away from him. You're supposed to do that. So that again, this was almost like a Tyson Douglas fight when I think about it, because if Tyson has issues, messing up outside the ring, that ain't Douglas's fault. If Spence is drinking outside the ring, that ain't Errol's fault. I mean, that's not Terence's fault. Who disagrees with that? Okay, that ain't Terence's fault. If Errol has other eating habits, that ain't Terence's fault. If Terence got into that car accident in December, if Errol got into that car accident in December, that ain't Terence's fault either. It may have had an effect on him. May have, M-A-Y, may have had an effect on him. None of us know because none of us really saw him in action in the ring after that accident in December. I think it was the same night Terence beat David too. Still, that's not Terence's fault. The part that we're getting at is as boxing fans, not as Errol Spence fans, as boxing fans. I just have this one question. Does anybody in here, did you have to catch Antonio Margachito cheating against Cotto in the first fight before you saw him using or heard about him using the little hand wraps with Mosley to say, hey, that may have happened in the Cotto fight? But see, we didn't catch Antonio Margachito in the first fight with the hand wraps. We didn't catch him. None of us we're all wondering what went wrong for Cotto. We know Margachito can take a punch, but it was like after we saw him in the Mosley, what was his name? Nassim Richardson, I think, bless the brother, being one of the best trainers, but he's the one who caught Antonio Margachito. I think it was in what were they at, Staples Center or New York?
Yeah, they were in the Staples L.A. When he fought Mosley.
Okay, and it just so happens that's not legal in L.A. But still, when you look at the Cotto fight, it was like, okay, something was wrong. None of us could put our hands on it. And the same thing with this. None of us saw or caught, Terence using them. So that's why his fans are going to defend him the same way the Antonio Margachito fans defended him, because you guys didn't see it. Okay, well, okay, it's fine if you want to defend that. Our thing is just as simple as this. This is why Floyd Mayweather said not VADA testing, Olympic style drug testing. This is why he said this right here. The example we're seeing right now. Again, all credit to Terence for doing his homework and doing what he's supposed to do, because that's what, as a boxer, he did his thing. But what we're saying as boxing fans is, why are you even messing with somebody who's been, who's had a habit of catching that track star and her husband Jones, what's her name?
Marion Jones.
Why are you messing with somebody who got her caught up in using your products? Why would you mess with somebody like that? That's like, why are you going back, messing with someone like Don King who messed with fighters' pockets? I mean, sometimes Don King was the only one out there, but I'm saying, why you go back messing with a convicted felon and his products if you're that Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard good? Why are you going back? That's the part we haven't gotten a clean answer for. We haven't gotten the same answer from all the Terence Crawford fans on that. And to me, and Marty, I don't know if you're a Jehovah's Witness, but you can be my witness for this, joint. I didn't even know he was tied to Victor Conte like that until you brought it to my attention, and then I went and did my homework. Now, did I know? Did I even know?
No.
Victor Conte? See? Okay, say witness. I didn't know, but after I seen him with the shirt, after I studied Victor Conte, after I did my homework, and I was like, okay, why are athletes even messing with it? Why is he even allowed? But then I don't know if he owns, rents, leases, I just know he has his hands in it somewhere. I don't know how exactly, because I haven't done that homework on it. But that's why we're not taking away from Terence doing his homework and performing the way he did. Like I said, it was almost a Douglas Tyson fight because Douglas did his homework like Terence did his homework. Tyson didn't come in completely the way we knew him as the scientific custom model fighter, and neither did Errol Spence. He didn't come in as we normally would see him, so we knew something was wrong. We just couldn't say what. Now that right there, I have nothing else to say but to keep it real. That hey, if he is messing with Victor Conti, it's like, stop. For me, it's like, okay, well, step away from him if you are, but do what you want to do also. It's your business. And I always wondered why he wanted more money. That's something that always ringing in the back. Why does he even want more money? But now I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking to myself after I did my homework with Victor, oh, Victor makes a few million off of that now. He ain't doing it for a few $100,000 either. He makes a few like 1.5 to 5 million off of that. And I always wondered, why did Terence need more money? And I'm like, that may have, M-A-Y, may have been the reason he had to, give Victor what he wanted also. And I'm like, again, that's just a guess right there. But why the heck are you messing with that fool anyway, man? That's my question I keep asking. And then we have to look at, again, I'm going to say it again, none of us saw what the car accident did to Errol. I assumed he was okay. My assumption may have been wrong after that accident. So I'm like, there was too many questions up in the air about this fight. And the dominance was definitely more than we all expected. But it wasn't just because Terence has a good ring IQ and all that. No, we didn't see him messing with Victor Conti until he moved over to the PBC fighters, where the competition was a lot higher and a lot better than what he had previously been facing. That's why none of us have gotten a clean answer on that. If all you Bud fans gave us the same answer, is that, hey, well, he needs Victor for XYZ. We probably would just leave it alone. But because we keep seeing so many different answers, it's like, okay, well, which one is it?
And none of the answers include the two words enhanced performance. See, when your answers include those two words, you got to keep it 100 and say the snack program works. Now, if you say the snack program works, and if you say that it enhanced Crawford's performance against Spence, then you must actually admit that if it wasn't for the snack program, it's a may. I like how you say that, Blackskin Bruce. M-A-Y, he may have not beaten Spence, or it would have been at least a little bit more competitive. At least. Which were we always expecting in the first place, for this to be competitive no matter who won this fight.
Yeah, go ahead. Mention my fault.
No, I was going to say I got a super chat real quick, and I got to put it out there because he's my guy. My guy, Fanan, International Boxing Channel, salute to you. Thank you for dropping, I got to use his own term against him, the color in the chat. I think I heard him say that. Thank you for throwing the color in the chat, Fanan. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for your contribution. This message is directly for the Boxing Outlet. Marty, tell the Boxing Outlet to stop beating up on me in videos. I like his channel. And it hurts my feelings. LOL. All jokes. Good to see him on the show.
Nah, hey, I rock with Fanan, man. That's my dude, bro. He just don't know. I watch that, man. I watch him every day. But the only thing about Fanan that hurt my feelings, Fanan, you hurt the Boxing Outlet feelings, Jack. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm sitting there watching you. You know what I'm saying? And you saying you don't want to watch the Hall of Shame because because you want to feel like Terence Crawford won without cheating, but you know everything about Victor Conte. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm like, do you want your beliefs to overshadow the truth? And you was getting down on Victor. You was like, Victor this, Victor that, but I just don't want to watch it because I want to believe that Terence Crawford won. And it's something similar to what that other comment was earlier. It's like this. If we see you go to the gate club and you's a street thug dude, and we see you, what we gonna think? We're gonna think that you're gay. Because you know why? Regular street dudes that got a woman, a wife, and kids don't go to gay clubs. So if Terence Crawford was a mechanic and he was hanging with Victor Conte, we wouldn't think none of it. If Terence Crawford was a work at the grocery store and he was hanging with Victor Conte, we wouldn't think nothing of it. If Terence Crawford painted your house and he was kicking it with Victor Conte, we wouldn't think nothing of it. But the whole point is that Victor Conte make undetectable steroids and give them to fighters, give them to athletes, and they test and they don't be tested positive and they don't test positive for it. So now that we know that Terence Crawford ain't none of them, Terence Crawford is an athlete, and that's why he's hanging with Victor Conte. So that's what raised the suspicions right then and there. Because it ain't like you painting the house and you hanging with him. He not giving nobody no steroids that paint a house. That he don't give them to painters. He don't give it to mechanics. He don't give it to cashiers. He give it to athletes. And you an athlete hanging with a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? That's what broke my heart about Fanon right there. But you know, we got love for Fanon. I just be talking, you know what I'm saying? But that right there kind of ticked me off a little. I say Fanon, man, the international boxing. You know what I'm saying? Why would you know what I'm saying? That didn't make no sense to me. I'm gonna keep it real. It just didn't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? And it's like you wouldn't leave your daughter around R. Kelly. You wouldn't leave your son around Michael Jackson. Why would you leave Terence Crawford around Victor Conte? That's all I'm asking.
Hey, when Errol, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Hey, when Errol Spence gonna say something though, man? I ain't heard him say nothing. All I heard with him was he say that his timing was off. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, bro, Blastic and Bruce, for saying, you know what I'm saying? He just came in there, he wasn't up to par. Basically, that's what you just said, right?
You said what now?
You basically said he just wasn't ready for the fight, correct? It was basically a Buster Douglas Mike Tyson type situation, right?
No,
ain't that what you said?
In the game like this, man. Like I still don't acknowledge and give Ray Leonard the full respect for beating Hagler the way he did, because it was a timing thing. Timing. And that's what people missed is with Terence and Errol, it was a timing factor.
Right.
When I start looking at the pieces of the puzzle, you think about it. Why did he need time to delay the fight? Why did he need time to do everything that that he did in the order and fashion that he did? He knew Errol wanted that belt. He knew.
No. I wouldn't ask you that though. You had made a reference to Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson when they fought. You said Mike came in and he wasn't ready for the fight, correct? Basically, he took Buster Douglas light, correct? That's what you said, right?
But I say he wasn't prepared for the fight. I'm saying because Tyson did a lot of stuff outside the ring.
Exactly. Right. So that's what I'm getting to. So you made that comparison, correct? Huh?
I never say he didn't. I said he did things outside the ring that was not Douglas's fault. That's what I said.
Okay, so you compared Tyson and Errol Spence in this right here, right? That's what I'm trying to get
Tyson
to.
Errol Spence, the situation.
Right. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get to. And I appreciate you for saying that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes into it. So I don't hear nobody saying that. I don't hear you saying that, man. Jamani.
You know what?
I'll tell you what.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
I don't hear you saying it, bro.
I will say this. Earl didn't have tight defense. I will say what I will say. He had kind of what I call that Roy Jones Jr. lazy defense, like when Roy Jones got nailed by that Antonio Tarver left hand. I mean, Earl did have lazy defense. I will say that. There were things that weren't 100. If he was weight drained, I'm not going to say it's completely his fault, but Terence did. Terence does know he drinks. It's not Terence's fault he drinks, but he drinks. So I mean, and waiting is like, all right. That's why Earl complained, man. I could have had a fight, back in August, man. If he just would have told me I'm going to get this bag, I could have had another fight. But that's not Terence's fault. He decided to, do what he did, being he didn't get the fight last year. But see, knowing that to me that's playing keep away. And like Terence said, what he said, he was like, it's like playing keep away from Earl and from the fans. And I'm like, all right, dude, that is something that I will say I will say this, after starting January, Earl stopped drinking after January. I do know that. However, the car accident he was in, again, not Terence's fault, but I do feel it may have had a factor in that, because I have a best friend here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, who was on the Contender Show, and he was in a bad car accident, and the same thing started happening to him after the accident. He started losing, and he was a heck of a fighter. Every gym you went to in North Carolina, people knew who he was. I'm not going to mention him right now, but so we don't know about that part. Again, that's not Terence's fault, but Terence pulled every string he could without doing a fair shake on it. When I say a fair shake, that means shaking hands on the agreement to fight. It was like, all right, you left too many spots that were unanswered, and when you left them, when Terence left them unanswered or with a question mark, his fans are filling the gap, and so are the boxing fans like myself and Marty and everyone else. But the way what we're filling it with is not what the Terence Crawford fans want to hear or want to accept. Again, we give we don't take it from Terence. That's what Errol's not doing. He's not taking it. He's not doing like Pacquiao. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my back. Oh, my weight. He ain't trying to take it. Or like when Tommy Hearns broke his hand against Hagler, he ain't trying to take away from the victory of the Terence had, because that's what you're supposed to do as a true champion. You ain't supposed to take away, man. I don't care if you high that day. You ain't supposed to take away from your opponent by no means. So
Yeah.
Errol's not doing that.
Good point, Blacks and Bruce, and good point by you, J Rock. You said you don't hear me saying it. You don't hear Manager Marty saying it. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I don't believe that Terence Crawford need the snack program. In fact, I don't think that the risk is low enough for him to jeopardize his reputation to be over in the snack program, because as we all know, Crawford has talent. He can fight. He's a world champion. These are things that we knew about Crawford that he accomplished before he got with the snack program, before he fought Sean Porter. So based on his talent level inside the ring, he really don't need the snack program. He doesn't have a weight issue where he's missing weight. He doesn't have any endurance issues, and he really don't need anything to enhance his performance, because his words, not mine, he's already going to the Hall of Fame. He said that last year. So my point is, he don't need the snack program. So it becomes clear to me, as you, J Rock, the Crawford fan, well, what did he go over there for then, if we all agreeing that he's a talented fighter and he don't need any of the benefits that the snack program offer? What did he go over there for, J Rock, if me and you agreeing that he don't need them?
Yeah. Like I said before, everybody is trying to constantly get better, man. You know what I'm saying? He not trying to stay in the same spot. He realized, and like y'all said, well, he thought, you know what I'm saying? He thought he was moving up, you know what I'm saying, in competition. He was going to fight somebody that was better than all the rest of the fighters he fought. So he was probably just trying, like I said to you, just trying to get an edge some type of way, you know what I'm saying? But it's not illegal though, man. But what I'm asking you is, why don't y'all take everything into account, bro? Y'all don't say, like I said,
I did.
I had no, well, you, except for you. And like I said, I appreciate you, bro. You got to take everything into account. We don't know. We don't know if he was on steroids or what have you. We don't know. It's just speculation. Like I said, he could be. I don't believe he is. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't have a track record of that. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying?
J-Rock, I agree with you that that's what some people believe. But J-Rock, even you got to keep it 100. Everybody on this panel is at least over the age of 25. So what I'm saying is, at some point as grown men over the age of 25, we got to hold ourselves and other people accountable to this would come with that, bro. If I know a woman is promiscuous and I knew all about her history and I decided to marry her, I can't sit up here and be mad that people throwing shots at me talking about, hey, Marty must have started tricking the same way everybody else was to get her. I can't get mad because of her history, bro. In other words, that's part of the consequences, because I had my eyes open and I knew everything that come with that. Right, and it's the same thing with Crawford. I'll be a little bit more clear of why I'm saying what I'm saying. Not to down women. I have respect for women. I want everybody to understand my point. Willie Monroe Jr. was with the snack program in 2018. Willie Monroe Jr. was scheduled to fight Jamal Charlo for PBC. The fight got canceled because Willie Monroe Jr. tested positive for a banned substance when he tested through VADA. He was with the snack program when that happened. That was in 2018. 3 years before Terence Crawford goes to the snack program. So even though people saying, Manager Marty, this whole thing with Victor Conte happened 20 years ago with the Baco scandal, he changed his life around. No problem. He changed his life around. I'll give him that. But here's the part where, as grown men, we have to hold ourselves accountable to say, he may have turned his life around. He may have found God. He may have, changed his life around, and now he's an advocate for clean fighting. The fact that somebody was in his program 3 years ago before I get on there and they test positive for a banned substance, just that alone, forget his history. He changed life around. But just that fact alone, as an athlete, I can risk being involved in anything that's going to be controversial enough for my name to be tarnished, because every win I'm going to have after being with him is going to look like I'm on something. And so because Willie Monroe Jr. tested positive 3 years before, I'm talking about if I'm thinking like Crawford, before I went over there, 3 years before I went over there, and he's with this program and he tests positive for a banned substance, that's enough for me as an athlete, being responsible as an adult over the age of 30. That's enough for me to say what we're doing in our program here is already working. In fact, if it ain't working so much, which has to be working if I got all of these TKOs, I never miss weight. Let me call another weight trainer. Let me call another strength and conditioning coach. Oh, I got one. He's on YouTube. His name Coach Malachi. Because Coach Malachi is a weightlifting strength and conditioning coach. Let's call him. That's my point. In other words, there were other coaches he could have called if his regimen wasn't working. I'm not saying Coach Malachi program work or not. What I'm using him as an example of is he knows Coach Malachi. According to what I've been told, he cool with him. He ain't got to go over there if he lives in Nebraska flying over to California to use no other man's gym. We talking business now. He got his own gym, B&B gym, right? He got his own gym, Crawford, correct?
Yeah. But let me,
All
can
right,
I say
then.
something?
He has his own gym. He has his own facility. He don't need to go over to nobody else's facility and pay no rent or utilize his time over there. Now, if he's sparring somebody over there, cool. But what I'm getting at is he's on a workout program. Something J-Rock that other Crawford fans have been telling me over and over again. He ain't on a program. He's just endorsing them. He's just using the logo on his trunk. I've been telling y'all week after week after week, the man was on a program. Crawford fans have been eating me alive in my comment section. They didn't believe it. I rolled the tape on him with the picture with Devin Haney sitting next to Victor Conte on the edge of the ring and Crawford sitting on the other side of Victor Conte on the edge of the ring with his hand wraps on and sweat coming down his arms. Basically, he was working out in the gym at the snack facility. Now, y'all still didn't believe that. Crawford goes on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan himself, because Joe Rogan interviewed Victor Conte back in 2014. See, y'all didn't want to criticize Joe Rogan. People don't want to look at this boxing outlet in Black Skin Bruce, but Joe Rogan slid something in there, and I like how he did it. He slid it in there, and he asked a question about snack that no other podcast or outlet that Crawford has been on yet after this fight has asked him. He said, I'm hearing you on a snack program thing, with the guy Victor Conte. You on a snack program? And Crawford said, yeah. He said, but isn't that the guy that got busted for the steroid? That's him? See, what Joe Rogan was doing, because he interviewed Victor back in 2000, over 10 years ago. So he slid that last piece in there. But nobody criticized Joe Rogan. But all of a sudden now, you want to criticize me because y'all saying I set a trend on YouTube that had everybody else thinking about stuff about the snack program.
You the
Y'all,
face.
hey, J-Rock, see, huh?
Oh yeah, you the face of it. Hey, let me say this, man.
Why am I the face of it? The man is over on the snack program,
Let
bro.
me say this to you, bro, before I get out of here, right quick. Man, listen, we can't sit up and you just because you wouldn't go over there, you know what I'm saying, or whoever wouldn't go over there. You can't sit up and say this man is on steroids. He didn't test positive.
I didn't say,
but what I'm saying is,
I didn't say he was.
Just because you wouldn't go over there, you know what I'm saying, and go to this man's gym or whatever, take his supplements or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you can't pass judgment on this guy because he did. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not.
Or you can't sit up and speculate. Hold on. Hold on. Let me talk. Let me get it out. I ain't cut you off. Hold on. I know this your show. Hold on.
No,
but nah,
go ahead, speak on it, bro.
Just because you wouldn't do it or Bloxican Bruce wouldn't do it, or your man right here, Boxing Outlet wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit up and say this man on steroids just because he went over there and trained with this guy. But the bigger question is, and let me ask you a couple of questions. Did Terence Crawford test positive for steroids? Can that be a yes or no question, since you always asking yes or no questions? Just answer that question.
I'll
Now,
answer it.
Uh-huh.
I'll answer it.
From the
Is
check.
that for me, J Rock?
Oh.
Hold on, I got it. J Rock, that's for me.
Yes or no? Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
What's your question? Let's ask it again.
Did Terence Crawford test positive for steroids? Yes or no, please. And let me ask my other question, and then you can answer that, and then I'm gone. Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question before you leave.
Okay, yes, sir. But let him answer this question. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go put your hood
All
on.
right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Grim Reaper put the hoodie on now.
Yeah. But it's just a yes or no. Just a yes
I
or
got
no.
something for you. Hold on. Don't you tell me how to answer. When I tell y'all about yesterday, y'all ain't want to do it. Now I'm doing the same thing you guys do.
Not from the test.
Terence Crawford
they had him
didn't
do.
test at all. See, you asking me, did he test positive?
Okay.
But
Well,
he ain't tested.
well, that's-
He ain't tested at all.
Well, you answered it. Thank you. So that's no. He didn't test positive.
No.
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't hear me.
No, he
J-Rock,
didn't test
J-Rock.
positive. Let's
No,
move
you didn't
on.
hear me.
All right, let's move on.
You
No.
know, J-Rock, you didn't hear me.
Let's
He ain't
move on.
talking-
I heard you. I heard you.
J-Rock, listen, you
Huh?
asked me, did he test positive for a banned substance? And I'm telling you, he ain't test at all.
Okay. Now, whose fault is that?
He ain't do no testing, period, bro.
Well, whose fault is that, sir? Let me ask you that. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is
That's
that
your
that
fault.
he didn't ask for testing?
That's your
Huh?
fault.
It's
That's
Errol
your fault.
Smith's fault.
No, it's your fault.
It's Fat Boy Earl. Did Fat Boy Errol Smith ask for testing?
No, it's your
did.
fault, J-Rock.
Okay.
No, I'll
Can
say
I say something?
asked for it, but yeah, Terence would not test. That's why he wouldn't take the fight, because Earl asked for it and Terence rejected it. If you
I
want
didn't hear that. Damn, here we
if you
got
want-
another one. He just throwing things up in the air too. All right, but listen, okay.
It's your fault, J-Rock.
Let's
It's
move.
your fault.
It's my fault. All right, let's move on, because this is crazy, man. Let's
I
move
got a question
on.
for J-Rock.
Hold on. Let's get to your topic. I just want to ask this before I go.
Come on.
And then you can ask your question. So you said the question I got for y'all is, what is going to change for those that said Errol Smith was weight drained at 47, right?
I'll tell you.
I can
So
tell
what's going to change in 5 months later in 7 pounds? What's going to change?
As a boxer, man, I had to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks and a half, dude.
Okay.
So as a boxer, I had lightweights kicking my ass in sparring, dude.
Right.
Because what happens, you can, like I said, right here, I can see the phone, but I can't touch it in time. It's like your reflexes are. It's almost like you have a cramp in your body in some areas, and when your reflexes are just not there, you can see the target, you see the opening, you see the hand dropping, but you can't get there fast enough because your bones are tense, and it's just like you can't get there as fast, man. Everybody's body is different, but that's just speaking from experience. I give you the name. What's this guy's name? Willie Jones. He was one of my sparring partners. He fights at a lower weight. I was a middleweight. And when you lose too much weight too fast, and especially after the age of 30, you don't have to be your prime. It doesn't matter. It's normally it's not every time, but normally after the age of 30, because I was a late starter as an amateur. Normally after the age of 30, your reflexes will not be the same. Weight drain, losing weight will not be the same. And it just so happened, again, that's when Errol lost too much. He was kept there for a bit too long, but he said, after I get these belts, I'm going to move up. And it took longer than he expected it to. But then that's how I can tell it was weight drain. Again, the weight drain is not completely Terence's fault. He held back and forth for too long, and it's not completely his fault of what happened between. But I felt like he should have done the fight last year, but the past is the past. So weight drain was definitely a factor. At 154, you'll probably have more snap, better movement. Like I was wondering why he didn't take the skip back as often. He normally will jab, and the minute you throw a punch, he'll skip back and see what. But that in this fight, he didn't do that because his body wouldn't completely allow him to. His reflexes are not there. It's like in the Roy Jones fight, man. Roy Jones just avoid punches and move around. His reflexes weren't there, man. It was a factor. It's not, again, that's not Terence's fault, but it was a factor on EJ's part, on EJ's side.
Hey, I just want to say this. Right.
Family.
So when you talking about he ain't test positive. Barry Bonds ain't test positive. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Terence Crawford, if he want to get better, he's not going to snack to get better. He going to snack to get some stuff to put inside his body. That's what you just need to know. That's what he going there for. And the stuff that he getting put inside his body. What's that athlete runner that was running track and he broke the record? What was his name?
Montgomery.
Ben Johnson.
Okay, so
Tim Montgomery.
Okay, so Montgomery, he went to snack, but he had a snack patch on him, but the snack patch, he wasn't getting that. That's just for marketing promotion. He getting the Scooby snack, the stuff that's not for sale over the counter. And I believe that's the same thing with Errol, with Terence Crawford. He wearing the snack just to promote the company, but that's not what he's taking, man. The man back is like an eagle, bro. The man back just as wide as all outside, man. How do your back get bigger like that? When you look at his muscles, his muscles got stupid definition. And I noticed this with the snack fighters. Why do they muscles look like they muscles got muscles? If you notice it. You see what I'm saying?
How we get back to the snack game, bro?
Hold on, guys. Let me regulate this. Hold on, Supreme. Hold on 1 second. Because I know Terence has to go. He had his hand up. I got you, Supreme. I got you. Terence Bailey Sr., I believe this is your first time on the panel. Salute to you. You had your hand up. Boxing Outlet just asked a question about how do the fighters' muscles look like muscles over in the snack program. You look like you had a definitive answer. Speak on it, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for letting me on, man. First time, long time listener though. Hey, the Bill Haney sent me a whole snack stack, and I ain't gonna front, man. I used that for a month, and I ain't never used nothing like it, man. I was lifting the gym. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a disabled vet, so I get blood work done like every so often, very frequently. Ain't nothing in my, it wasn't nothing that come in my blood, and they test me for everything because for particular reason, but they test me for everything. And I was on the whole snack I was on the snack program for, I would say, 60 days. That's how much stuff Bill Haney sent me. And I ain't test positive for nothing. And I performed. I ain't found nothing in GNC, the health shop, the Muscle Inc. I ain't found nothing. None of their stuff. Not even Ronnie Coleman stuff was better than the snack stuff.
So
the recovery, huh?
Go ahead. You said recovery. That's why I was going to ask you about the benefits. Recovery. Go ahead.
Yeah, the pre-workout, the recovery, the hydration stuff, man, everything. It's the best stuff I ever had. Best stuff I ever had. Like I know I ain't gonna lie. A lot of times I cheat. You know what I'm saying? I use the little serums or whatnot. You know what I mean? Can you see that little serums or whatnot? The Rad 140. With a snack, I didn't need it.
So you're saying the snack program works?
It worked. I ain't gonna lie. But I understand what some people say, that Victor Conte, you know what I'm saying, he know ways to skirt the system. Matter of fact, he told the government how to find stuff. But if he can tell you what to find, no master, I don't care who they are, no master tells all secrets.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying? So if he could skirt the system before, but then he said, well, I'm going to help you now. Well, he know how to skirt what he told you. So I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna be a dummy about it. But what I will say is what they got over there that's legal is good. It's real good.
Worked. So because the snack program works, you are a proponent of the benefits of the snack program. Would you say that it was the snack program that enhanced Crawford's performance that helped him beat Errol Spence on July 29th?
I would say it's a combination of things, and I was on record on several other platforms saying this before the fight. I said when they signed the fight, I said if Errol Spence fights Terence Crawford the same way he fought Yordenis Ugas in the first 4 rounds, he's gonna get knocked out.
Come on, man.
And he fought. He made a lot of them same mistakes against Ugas in the first 4 rounds that he made against Terence Crawford. And like I said, he was gonna get knocked out. He didn't correct himself. And I don't think he had the strength and wherewithal to correct himself, because you look at his face when he walked in the ring, he was squinting, his face was drawn in, he wasn't right. It reminded me of when Deontay Wilder got in the ring against Tyson Fury in the second fight.
So you saying
something wasn't right.
So outside of those things, outside of Spence not being looking right before he got in. Outside of all that, Crawford still was on the snack program. So you're saying that. So I'm asking you, outside of Spence, because like Blackskin Bruce said, Crawford couldn't control or had no control over anything that's happened with Spence. So with that being said, outside of those elements, are you saying that it was the snack program that helped Terence Crawford defeat and dominate Errol Spence Jr.?
I think it was probably the snap program that they caused Terrence to beat Errol as bad as he did. I think Terrence would have beat Errol that night regardless because of the condition that Errol was in. But I think it was the snap program that was the reason why he beat him up so bad.
That
And if you look at it, Terrence was the bigger man in the ring that night.
Yes, he
Terrence will
was.
be the father, the smaller man, but he was actually the bigger man in that ring in the ring that night. You
Now,
know what I'm
now,
saying? So
now, Terrence, when you say it, I don't hear a Crawford fan in the chat saying nothing. But when I say it, it's a crime, bro. I was there. Crawford looked extremely bigger than Spence. When I say it, public enemy number one, I get locked up, indicted, arrested, and convicted, and they trying to throw the key away because they want to put me in YouTube jail. All I'm saying is we all saying the same thing. The snack program works. What's
So
wrong with me saying that, bro?
so
and
he could.
look, I'm almost 50. I'm almost 50. And that snack stuff jumped my bench from and that in 2 months jumped me from because I well it was most well I was benching 450 but got out of the military, some things happened, whatever, so my bench was down to about 300. That snack jumped me back up to like 390 in 2 months.
You hear that, boxing outlet?
Yeah, now check this out. When I was hitting weights, it's other supplements too. So I was taking creatine, and that boosts my bench up. It made my recovery better, made me hit more weights, made me hit them longer off creatine. We not saying that if snack
That's a
program,
mind thing. The creatine don't do that.
yeah, yes it do, bro. I took it. I took it. I
I take
take
it
it.
too.
Yeah,
I
I
I,
took
I
it.
got a whole cabinet full of right there.
It
I got
ain't do
whole.
nothing for
It don't do
you.
that.
It ain't do nothing for you. It did it for me. That's what I'm
everybody's
telling you.
body's different.
Yeah, it didn't do it for you. It did it for me. Gave me way more endurance, gave me way more strength, way more power, and I was hitting the weights way heavier and way longer than I ever did in my life. But this is what I'm saying. If the actual snack program do all of that, what's dude name that track star?
Tim
Uh,
Montgomery.
okay, why Montgomery didn't take that particular snack, even though he had it on his uniform? Why he take the behind the scenes snack? It's two type of snacks. It's the stuff that's not legal, and then it's the stuff that's legal. Obviously, the stuff that's not legal that they convicted him of, even though he ain't test positive for, is stronger than that snack. Now we ain't saying supplements. Any supplements gonna make your body do better than what it's doing. Period. That's just natural. But the stuff that them steroids do is completely different than that snack that you taking doing.
So he
If
just going down a whole different lane, dog. You just, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody say nothing about no steroids, man. You
that,
just,
but that's what I'm saying though,
you, know,
man. That's
you
what
just
I
So,
can't
said.
throw that
I
uh,
ain't
out
worried about
there,
what
bro.
nobody else saying.
You
I'm saying what I'm
that's a
saying
hell
though.
of that's a hell of a
No, it's
thing to
not.
throw out there,
so
bro. You can't throw out there.
I said before, if Victor Conte could skirt the system before, and then turn around and turn state's evidence and tell the government what to look for, you think that he don't know enough to be able to skirt what he told them what to look for?
He
You
just
know what I'm
said it.
saying?
Victor
I said
said
that already.
Victor said that even the most strenuous body testing can be passed. He said that out his own mouth. See, they teach you everything you know. They never teach you everything they know. That's what you got to know. That for a fact. They go teach you everything that you know. So if you don't know something, they go teach you everything you know. They're not gonna tell you everything they know. He
I
said
said
the
that too.
Real quick, real quick. I
So
want to. What's going on, family? I just got a quick question for J Rock. Thank you for letting me on the show, Marty. It's a bang up show. My man, Big Ross in the house. I like that. Real quick with J Rock, bro.
I'm
Let's
listening.
let's 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 kind of be real, cause it's not every day that we run across certain situations.
Uh-huh.
If you were a schoolboy, right, and you stayed with your mom, you didn't have a dad, you didn't have a lot of money, and you wear bobos or whatever or regular clothes, not the finest flashy clothes, but you see the drug dealer on the corner. He decked out, got the fat gold rope, got the tequila suit on, or Sergio Tacchini suit, Sergio Valente suit on every day, and he start talking to you. You start going to hang out with him, right? And people see you hanging out with him. One day you got on Nikes. Then the next couple days you got on a Sergio Tacchini suit. A couple days after that, you got a gold chain, right? Is this suspicious to think that you were doing something like dealing drugs or running drugs, or would that not be suspicious?
I mean, people gonna think what they think, bro. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, see, y'all not listening, bro. I'm gonna give y'all just because he went over there. He went over there. Do I agree with it? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you that. But what I'm saying
Right.
is, we just can't just say the dude on steroids just because we don't like it. We don't like Terence
Okay,
Crawford.
no,
You know,
it's not. It's not that. No, it's not like we don't like him. It's not. It's not that we don't like him. That's not the case. But
That's it.
let
That's
me
it.
ask you this. Let me ask you this.
But listen,
Let
you
me ask you
just
this,
can't
home.
accept the fact that
All
he
right,
lost.
one mic.
No. Let me ask you this though, home. Let me ask you this because it's simple. It's simple science, more. It's simple science. If let's say, for instance, right? If I look at you and I see at one moment you skinny, bro, and like you malnutrition.
You
You
keep
know what I'm
saying the
saying?
same.
And huh?
You saying the same things, man. I see where you're going with it. I said, yeah, okay, I got you. But what I'm saying
Uh-huh.
to you, yeah, people automatically gonna suspect that he's doing whatever he's doing with Victor Conti. But what I'm saying is, it in black and white. It's not before us, so we can't sit up and say, yeah, 100% he's doing steroids. I got you. I see what you're saying.
Hey, can I ask him a question?
But you got to think that the brother he was creating
I thought
PEDs
you wanted to
that
let him
were
talk.
undetectable,
You ain't
bro.
gotta.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't prove your point to me, fam. I got
But
you. You
that's
know what I'm saying? I'm the wrong dude that you trying to convince. Okay.
but check
You
this
know what I'm
out.
saying?
Let
You
me
trying to
ask you a
convince
question.
me.
Let me ask you a
I
question though.
got you.
Do you, big homie? What's your name? J Rock. Let me ask you a question. What level of suspicion is you suspicious of him taking pads? Like if it's from 1 to 0, 1 to 100, because we got a suspicion, because even Victor Conte says, should you be suspicious of me working with these athletes? And he said, yeah, you should be suspicious of me. So what level of suspicion? Because we showing our level of suspicion, even though we not 100% sure, but
Right.
me, I'm 99.9% sure that he took
Yeah.
it. I'm asking you, what percentage is you sure that he took it? Because Victor Conte say 8 out of 80% of the athletes is taking steroids. You know what I'm saying? So don't know what I seen. He said 80% of the athletes is taking steroids. So is it more likely? Is it an 80% chance that Terence Crawford is taking them, and a 20% chance he not taking them? That's what I'm saying. What level of suspicion do you have? Because you understand everything we saying, and we understand what
Right.
you saying, but we
Right.
suspicious of this man taking it. How
Exactly.
suspicious is you? Do you have any suspicious of
But
any? You know what I'm saying? Of him
but
taking it or
but
being on it?
like I said to you though, bro. Me personally, I don't think he's taking steroids.
So you have zero
But
suspicions.
right, but I can understand, you know what I'm saying, y'all, you're concerned though, you know what I'm saying, how y'all feel about it.
Oh, let me
But
turn
at the end of the day, take you for instance. You just said 100 things. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take you seriously, bro. You just saying anything.
Who?
He
No.
elbowed.
No.
No,
I
you
got
said he
respect for
elbowed
doing
the
what I
man.
do.
You know what I'm saying? You just said 100 things. So in my opinion, you just don't rock with Bud. I get it. You know what I'm
No,
saying? You don't like it. You don't like it.
I'm a Bud fan. I had
Okay,
Bud.
I
I was
can't
one of
tell,
the
bro, because
no,
you
but I'm a
diminishing everything.
realist.
You
I'm
see
a
what I'm saying?
realist,
I can't. You diminishing everything. So what I'm saying to you though
bro.
is, I can't take you specifically serious though, because you just talking. You know what I'm saying?
No. You have no facts to prove what you saying.
And you
Anything you
do?
saying.
Where your
I
facts
got a
at?
gang up. I got a whole show. I got a whole show with
But
all
you
the
don't have
facts
no
on it.
facts, bro. You don't
I
have no
do
facts. You
have
just
facts.
you just throwing things up to see if it stick, man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Whatever stick.
I
But
have
man,
facts, bro.
but
I have facts.
Hey, hey,
Okay.
hey, hey,
Let me say
hey,
something real quick,
let me
homie.
say this, and then I'm gonna go though, right quick.
Mm.
Um, I'm trying to get to, since you always talking about you rolling the tape. Your man Blaxican Bruce said, and you know what I'm saying. I basically want him to meet back up here in like around January after the second fight, because he just said that 7 pounds gonna make a difference. You see what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying is
nah.
training for it is gonna make a difference. Because one thing in the fight, I will say, this is what it appeared to me. it didn't appear to me that Errol studied Terence one bit. It didn't appear to me as though Errol studied Terence one bit. So that ain't Terence's fault. That's Errol's fault. Terence did his homework on Errol for 5 years, or however long him and Big Mac, Bo Mac did the homework.
So,
Fine.
so is he gonna win the fight or not?
This
Is
is
he
one
gonna win the
factor.
fight or not?
What's your name?
Huh?
Okay, yeah, Jay. Yeah, check it out, J Rock. This is one factor. If capital IF, if Earl is not damaged like Ward Jones was after Tarver, like Mildred Taylor was after the first Chavez fight, if capital IF, he is not damaged as a fighter at 154, then I can see, Earl winning. Not by not. I ain't gonna say about knockout.
Let me rebut that first, though.
And stop Terence from being on whatever he's on. However, the weight advantage, they were all strikes. They were all strikes against Earl that night. It just wasn't his night. Hopefully he learns from it. And in the rematch at 154, he's not drained because he walks around like around 182, 178, somewhere around there. I mean, it's probably the weight he was when he was giving Floyd a hard time in the sparring ring. Who knows? But yeah, that weight is going to be a factor. It's not going to be. I'm not going to say he's going to win one-sidedly. I'm going to say it's going to be more competitive because I could tell after the first round his punches were slow, and that's definitely like you have a cramp, you have something this holding your reflexes back from being there. Again, that's not Terence's fault. But
before anyone comment, I got to get these super chats. They were sitting for a minute, and I apologize to them because I want to make sure that everybody on the panel get their stuff off, and we all can chat and deal with it as men. We have Lucky McKinnell's here. Thank you for your contribution and your support, Lucky. Again, always a pleasure, my brother. Lucky says, I'm an Errol fan, but we all seen this before with Jeff Lacey versus Joe Kawasaki. Kawasaki wasn't even a power puncher. Was Joe juicing also? That was the question from Lucky McKinnell's. We also have Jermaine Bean. Thank you for your contribution to the channel and your support. Jermaine says, do Snack have other sport athletes? To my understanding, they do not. They just have only boxers, including and MMA fighters as well, I believe. All combat sports. For example, they had the Snack program Julian J. Rock Williams. We've seen how well he did when he went over to the DMV and took the belts of Jarrett Hurd. Snack program works. We saw how Devin Haney in the last 5 fights, last 5 performances, including the last one with Lomachenko, when it's time to get into the 9th round, 10th and 11th and 12th round, he has a lot of energy. He doesn't get tired. Snack program definitely works. In fact, we've seen Terence Crawford in his last 3 performances while he was on the Snack program. We saw that Terence Crawford knocked down Sean Porter more than once, something that has never been done before in the history of Sean Porter's career. We also saw Terence Crawford knock out David Evanesian with 1 punch. When I say knockout, I don't mean TKO. I mean he knocked him out cold. The man was snoring like Pacquiao was when Marquez knocked him out. And we know who was in the camp of Marquez. Leave that alone. Bottom line is, we've seen how he dominated Errol Spence and nearly disfigured his face. He was on a Snack program. And we also saw how Caleb Plant knocked out Anthony Durrell with 1 punch. And he knocked him out cold, put him to sleep. Something we've never seen Caleb Plant do in his earlier career. So what that tells me is the Snack program, it just works. And it works so well. Supreme L, you've heard me say this before. I recommend, J-Rock, that Errol Spence go over to the Snack program and let both of those guys be on it. And maybe we can see a more competitive fight. You know, like when Caleb Plant was on the Snack program, when he fought David Benavidez, you remember Victor Conti said in the tweet that Memo Heredia was in the camp of David Benavidez. Y'all remember that? Well, hey, you seen Memo Heredia was in the camp of David Benavidez, And you seen Victor Conte was in the camp of Caleb Plant, and it was a very competitive fight. So if Errol Spence get on the snack program, hey, the rematch might be a little bit more competitive. Jermaine Bean comes back with another super chat. Thank you, Jermaine. He says, what would people say if LeBron joined snack? Very good question. I think I would say personally, Jermaine, LeBron don't need the snack program, just like Terence Crawford don't need it. These guys are both gifted athletes. Gregory Quarterbaum, the most outspoken and realest Terence Crawford fan that I have met thus far on YouTube. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Greg. Greg says, I just got in a minute ago. Hello, gentlemen. And then we have Tyrese Bowie. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I have seen his name in my chat and my comment section multiple times, and most of the things have not been favorable to me. But I do thank you, Tyrese, for your contribution to the channel and your support, man. And thank you for your viewership. Tyrese Bowie says EJ broke bones pre and post crash. Is that suspicious? I don't know. Don't look suspicious to me, quite frankly. We have Supreme L. I know he was trying to speak on something else, but before I get him, I got somebody else in the back, and I promise y'all, we're gonna end the segment. 3.5 hours. Wow, this is
Yeah,
hey,
I
we
got
gotta come back. We gotta
I
come
gotta
back
roll
here on
out.
Sunday and get to the topic.
Yeah, I gotta roll out. I just want to make one comment though, because I gotta go pick my wife up. I don't want to get beat up. So,
Well, you want to snack? Hey, if you go pick your wife up and she says anything threatening to you, you want a snack program. You ain't gonna
yeah,
feel
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
ain't gonna
yeah,
feel, you ain't gonna feel nothing she throw at you, brother.
yeah. But Talbot County Sheriff's Department, you know what I'm saying? They don't play them games. Anyway, uh, when the dude was talking
No,
about,
I didn't say you gonna do something to her. I said if she hits you or do something to
man,
you, you
I
ain't
ain't
gonna
got man.
feel
Look,
nothing.
this is Talbot County, Maryland. I ain't got to do nothing. All she got to do is call and say boo hoo. They like, where he at?
Oh, well, that's how it is in Philly too. I feel you, brother.
Yeah. And so look, when the dude was saying 7 pounds make a difference. 7 pounds don't make a difference if your technique and your game plan don't change. If he's still making them same mistakes, you're gonna get the same results. Now somebody just posted a video with Terence Crawford saying right now he's 180 pounds. How much difference is 7 pounds gonna make for Earl if this dude walking around close to 200? I'm just saying. But if you can gain all the weight in the world, if your technique don't change, you're a boxer, dude. Your technique don't change, it's still your ass, Mr. Postman.
Well, that's why I said he has to study Terence a little bit. He has to, correct himself with the lazy defense and taking the step back, like he used to and things like that. He has to make his. I said if he makes his adjustments, if that's like capital IF, if he does, then he has a better chance. Yeah.
And so that's all I got, man. Hey, Marty, man, I appreciate you letting me on, man. I got to roll before I be in detention.
You got it, brother. Salute. Thank you for coming on, man. Hey guys, listen. I need everybody, if you can, if you're not too busy. Everybody that's watching, let me take my hoodie off. The Grim Reaper is gone. He'll be back soon. But if you guys and ladies are not busy this Sunday afternoon, probably roughly around 1:00 p.m. Eastern time, I have a special guest that I'm going to be interviewing here. You all are in for a treat. He will be here live in living color this Sunday, 1:00 p.m. If you all can come back, I would love to have all of you in the chat. Love to have all of you on the panel. Love to have all of you watching live in living color and even the replay of this live. Special guest coming on Sunday. We've been rocking for 3.5 hours. I made a commitment to a good friend of mine's earlier, and I told her that I was not going to go 5 hours tonight. I told her that I won't even go past 2 hours, and here we are 3.5 hours in, and I can't keep my word because the panel was on fire, the chat was on fire, and so was the support through the super chat. So sometimes I do make prearrangements to say I got something to do. I'll just have this block of time. But man, when we have great perspectives, even if we agree or disagree, I gotta let everybody get their thing off, and I got people in the chat, other content creators are here with us live and live in color. Man, I just been having so much fun, man. So it's hard to let you guys go and you all to let me go. It's just hard when we get to the end of this segment, man. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it the right way. Everybody come back on Sunday if you can. If you can, 1 o'clock Eastern. If you can't, we understand. But if you can, come back. Come back. We got a special guest we're gonna interview. I will let the cat out the bag. He's well known. You all know who he is, and if you don't know who he is, you definitely know who his relative is. And I'll leave it like that. But I will say this: J Rock, 30 seconds. Give us your last words. It's on you. 30 seconds. Let's go. What you got for us?
Just appreciate you, brother. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, come back at some point because you ain't even really get your topic off. You know what I
I
mean? You know
know,
what I mean?
man.
So, but yeah, hopefully in the future you can bring this back up and we can go from there, man. But salute to everybody. I appreciate you, man. Enjoying myself. And I love coming up here, man. Outnumbered, you know what I'm saying? And, surrounded by all these delusional Spence fans. But, I appreciate y'all different,
Fine.
takes or whatever, man. Y'all have a good one. Have a blessed weekend, bro. Take it easy.
You do the same, J Rock. Much love and support to you, brother. All right. We got my guy, Supreme L. His first time was here. Supreme L. I wish you had been able to come on a little bit longer because I saw you in the background. But sometimes with StreamYard, if you have a lot of people on, for some reason my internet will start acting up because it'll crash and then I won't be able to get back on. That happened to me before when I had like I had 10 people on and then I tried to add somebody else and they kicked me off, added them on and I couldn't get back in. But if you came on a little bit earlier, I promise you the next time I'll let you have more time, my brother. I appreciate your support to the channel, your contributions with your time and your financial resources, man. I thank you, man, for just coming on the panel tonight, man. 30 seconds, last words is on you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, it's nothing, brother. That's nothing. You the professor, bro. You the professor of the YouTube street. So we go keep it pushing like that. But nah, man. Anytime you there for us, bro. Keep bringing the knowledge to this boxing thing, brother. Because I know I never seen your credentials, but I know it's real. Yeah, and for the brother J Rock, man, it's no hard feelings. We still got love for you. Showing y'all love from DC, baby. DC in the house. We gonna show y'all love. I know you up in Philly, but DC gonna show you love all day long. But again, I'm a EJ fan from the bottom to the top where he is now because he's still on top. So again, I'm looking forward to being back on the panel, my brother. I appreciate it.
You got it anytime, Supreme. Salute to you, my brother. All right,
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
Black Bruce. I mean, you've been on the panel before. You know how this works. Man, you always drop fire when you come, brother. You always make sense. Every time you come up here like tonight, 30 seconds, my brother. What you got for us, Blacks?
Hey, appreciate you having on the show, man. Appreciate you doing the show, doing the education that some of these boxing fans need. And I mean, this is what I just hope happens is I hope Terence go ahead and just fights Errol at the at 154. Stop playing the keep away game and mind games and all this other stuff. Just fight him at 154. All these so-called excuses that people that he thinks people have, go ahead and just knock him out. And my thing for Errol would be do the same thing Floyd did. Ask for Olympic style drug testing because if you do that, the vial testing you're doing now, it'll definitely catch anything that's all the gaps and the holes that may possibly being overlooked. When the vial testing goes through. But I still can have Errol. I still can see a Errol win the second fight, and hopefully we get a trilogy, man. And cause that's what boxing needs. We haven't had that many trilogies, man, since what? Gaddy Ward? I don't know. I can't remember the last trilogy.
Wow, man.
So we definitely need one. And I mean, with that being said, man, just keep doing what you're doing, Manager Marty. Sometimes I'm gonna have to come in here and play the devil's advocate, man, because we don't always have that many Terence Crawford fans that come on that fast, man. They feel what we're saying. They understand. Some of them are starting to catch on to what we're saying, so they just hide in the closet now. Except for your boy, it was just on here. But other than that, man, yeah, I'll be here Sunday, man, for sure, for sure. Best believe.
Appreciate you, my brother. Always a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Salute to you. See you on Sunday, my brother. God willing.
Peace.
You got it. I want to make sure I'm being fair, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll to Take film crew. I'm gonna dedicate just a few more minutes left. There's a guy named Marquise. I'm gonna let him on. I don't diss anybody. that comes onto the platform or the panel or just the viewership, man. Because it's all about the sport of boxing. It's not about me. I'm not famous. It's about the business of boxing and the sport of boxing on this channel. Marquise, I'm gonna let you on, my brother, because you asked me to let you on, and I'm glad that you're here. You might have to mute me because I hear feedback. You got might have two things
What about
playing.
now?
Oh, I can hear you very clearly. No echoing,
Okay.
brother.
For whatever reason, I can't hear you right now, but you said you can hear me. Shake your head, yes?
I can hear
Okay,
you.
great. First of all, I want to say peace to the God, Manager Marty. Listen, man, I don't know who you are as a personal deal, but the first time I seen you was on one of those boxing channels, and you were breaking down contracts and stuff like that, man, and how it should go. And I could tell just from your language and your energy, you've been around this thing for a while, and you know how it worked in and out, right? So I heard about Victor Conti way back when he went to jail. But the truth of the matter is he didn't go to jail for the whole steroids thing. He ended up going to jail. He ended up being convicted on tax fraud or something like that. So he beat that case on, steroids. But the thing is,
yeah,
he has spoken openly and glowingly about the people he's that have used his products and been caught. Marion, the Marion lady, that racer, she's an Olympic racer. Marion Jones, I think her name is. Yeah.
I'm
Spoke
sorry,
about
Jones.
her. A bunch of people. I don't want to go too far into that. He's spoken openly about how he can beat tests because he's on the inside and he knows what to look for. He's talked about this. He's talked about how it brings up your punch resistance, makes you punch harder. He's talked about all of the stuff that his drugs do. Right now, in transparency, I'm a Spence fan. It hurt me to see what happened to Spence on that, but I also have never seen Terence perform like that either. I'm like, man, dude is hitting like a middleweight or something like that because he really bust dude up. Now, and then to know afterwards that Terence brought dude into his camp for the first time for this camp, it was crazy, or at least that's what I heard. For this camp, you didn't need to do that, brother. You was already undefeated. And if you already knew you could beat Spence on your own natural ability, why would you do something like that? That was my thing. And then here's where the rubber meets the road, right? For Crawford fans, right? And I'm a Crawford fan a bit myself, but I'm a bigger Spence fan. If Spence had did the exact same thing that Crawford did as far as bringing Victor into his camp and whooped his ass, excuse my language, the exact same way, and then everything came out later about how he was working with Victor Conti, a known steroid dude, Crawford fans would be screaming to the high heavens, oh my God, he cheated. He cheated. That's just real talk. So play fair. Play fair. This dude is a known cheat. He said it out of his own mouth. You ain't got to try to guess nothing. You can pull up his own interviews. He said in his own words, he knows how to beat tests and have known how to beat tests for a long time. From what I'm understanding, and you would know this better than I would, Manager Marty, it's a certain test that they did not perform. I think it was the Olympic test or something like that. They didn't perform for that Spence versus Crawford fight. And it was at Crawford's request, from what I understand. But I just wanted to say that little thing, man, and I appreciate you bringing me on, guys. Salute.
Salute to you. Thank you for your support and your contribution, brother. Thank you.
I'm out with that, brother.
All right, you got it. He couldn't hear me, but all the fans of the sport of boxing was watching, and I'm sure you all heard me and was able to hear him. Come on back Sunday. 3 hours and 42 minutes. I love doing this, y'all. I love this stuff, and I know it's late. It's Friday evening. It's almost 8 o'clock here Eastern time, but hey, man, I wasn't even supposed to talk about none of it. We did a whole 3 hours and some change on the snack program in Crawford and in Spence, but it's how it is. It's unscripted over here. I don't write nothing down. I shoot off the hip. Let me reframe that for somebody. I don't want YouTube to mess I'm not shooting nothing. All I'm saying is I'm quick with the wordplay. I process things quickly. When it comes down to people coming onto the show, I let everybody get their perspectives out there. Let everybody in the chat get their perspectives out there. This was a great show. I know the topic said we were supposed to talk about who was right and wrong between Errol Spence and Crawford about what weights they should fight in the rematch. But that's all that's going to be is on Sunday. When y'all come back here on Sunday, we're going to have to do that topic, and we're going to have to deal with who's right and who's wrong, technically and legally, and of course, as far as sportsmanship. We'll deal with all of that Sunday. Come back here 1:00 p.m. Eastern time. I will provide advance notice sometime early Sunday morning, probably, so that you all can be reminded to come back over here. Special guests that will be here that I'm going to interview. Can't wait till he comes here. I can't wait till you all come back. I don't even know how to end the segment. You know why? Because I only got 3 words. That's how I'm going to end this segment. Y'all going to come back anyway Sunday, but y'all already know the 3 words that I'm going to use to end this segment tonight. Roll the tape.